Test. Test. That might be a bit too loud. I meant for the music, because... Yeah. The problem is that this music is actually very calm, so there's no way for me to tell during a more action-packed music. Oh well, we'll see soon enough. I meant here. Anyway, with that being said, I would like to welcome you to another stream for game development session. I don't think it's gonna take as long as last time. Who knows, maybe it will. Depends on how excited I am to actually work for this. Now let me just add this. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not even sure what I did now. Yeah, I paused it. Yeah, I have the wrong keyboard. Yeah, since I have two machines, I have to have two keyboards now, so I keep mistaking one for the other. Yep, there we go. Everything is ready. As Reggie would say, my body is ready. I'm gonna move this away, perhaps close it even. And then we can actually start now. Yep, there we go. You should be very familiar with this screen at this point if you watched my other streams, just a bunch of code, right? Well, if you watched the other episodes, you might have remembered that I had issues. I had issues regarding the level placing and the fact that it didn't read properly. I figured it out, so I'm going to show you the result first, and then I'm going to show you where the issue actually was. So I run the code. There's a lot of cleanup I did in the code because I thought it was very ugly. So there's that. For loading, I don't like how long it... Yeah, this is what I got now. So as you can see, the ball actually rotates much better as well. So collision is being set up as well. So that's what I was happy about. I've added much more. So basically it now should mimic the actual level layout. So I've solved the fact that I can now easily build these levels in Blender and then just simply import them. That meant I had to tune out the script that I found online last time. Oh no, wait, did I see correctly? No, fine. I was so afraid because I had some collision issues last time as well, today with all of this, and I was caused by the rotation code being wrong. So whenever I rotated these shapes, what rotated was the actual shape or the actual representation or the mesh, but the physics didn't actually rotate it properly. So the picture would look nice, like it's rotated correctly, but this was just like, oh no, it's not rotated, so it would like bounce you off like here, but here it bounces off correctly. So yeah, the level layout wise, I think we're kind of done. I need to add hazards. Oh wait, no, I forgot there's a hole. Yeah, I'm gonna add a kill switch there. I'm trying to move it up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I'm gonna add some hazards. Only spikes for the first level, I think. It's gonna have a nice learning curve. And today I'm gonna actually do two things. I'm hoping to get the light set up properly, so we don't get to see this awful plasticky, black, very dark shadowy light. I'm thinking more of a orange tint, because the second thing we're going to do today is add an actual background. That means I will have like an actual sunset picture or something there. I have multiple ideas on actually what to add. Like I'm thinking of maybe having layers where there will be clouds and all that, but we'll see. Because having clouds in 2D is going to be a different texture thing, and that's going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. I need to learn how to use textures with this. Not textures, sorry, sprites. Yeah, and frankly, I don't want to do that. Maybe I will. Because I will use that knowledge of sprites for menu. So it's not going to be completely a waste of time. Yeah, the ball is now also spinning properly when it hits something, and that's caused by me fixing the rotation code. So I thought the ball wasn't just rotating because there wasn't any collision that would have it rotate, but I just fixed the code and then it started rotating like crazy. So I was happy with that. So I think that's correct. All of this is now correct. If you've noticed, if you have a sharp eye, you might have noticed those little weird spots where it feels like there's the grass, but behind it there's nothing, right? There's like weird alpha, it's called Z fighting or something like that. I don't have a direct way to fix this. One way of fixing that would be establishing the order at which these blocks are rendered. But the problem arises because I can't do that because of the way this is done and Blender works. The other way of trying to fix it is literally defining the order of vertices that need to be drawn, but I also don't want to do that because that's also something I don't have any... Basically, I don't want to go into the API any more than I have to, so I'm probably going to get rid of those grassy patches. So I'm going to leave the model for the grass and just get rid of the grassy patch. Or the other option is making it a 3D model of some sorts, which is not the most efficient way of dealing with this, but it's better than just, you know, doing this. Anyway, now we've seen, actually, let me show you. And I was thinking I'm actually having this pixelated, right? So the entire lookup would be like an actual older pixelated game with 3D graphics though. So I think that actually works well. I'm also probably going to change the material of these metallic blocks. So I'll be adding, that actually might be a little bit more difficult than I thought, but if it's easy enough, I'll just do a change of one value and that should work for all of the models and in the proper places. So yeah, there's that. With the actual code, what the issue was last time where I couldn't load things. Sorry, I'll just switch the song to the next one. Yep. The issue actually was something that I did not expect to be the issue, and it was when we were basically reading these, not scenes, meshes from the scenes, so it was like unpacking them. If you have good memory, you might realize there's a line missing. What the line did was it called a pop. Now, in containers, code-wise, what pop does is it deletes, or rather removes, the top element in a top, like if you imagine the container storing all of it, the top one gets just thrown away. So that's what kept happening. And I didn't realize that because it was just the way it worked before was that each object had its own scene, so it was fine. It just deleted it, so you didn't have to like keep it in memory. However, now that I kept using the same scene for other, it would call the pop. So first time it drew that object, it would take the mesh, which was fine, but then it would just get rid of it. And then the next one I called this function to move the mesh into the object again, it just got ignored because of the way it works. So I'm just gonna, yeah, add a bit more Pokeball light. But just so you know, what just turned on, you can't see it clearly. It's a Pokeball light. I just have it here. It's not necessarily a next light, but it actually kind of works, adding a light on this side of my face. Cool how that works. Anyway, yeah, so that one line was basically causing that entire issue with that. But now that it's done, I think that we're ready to actually call this chapter of moving Blender stuff into here closed. Almost, that is. I need to import one more object. And the way it is done now, I think I did it in the last session, the translating a map. So I will need to add that. So we have this. So first I will need to actually open the Blender file again. But after this, I think we're gonna be done. Assessment files. So yeah, just so you know, the text document looks like this now. So there's X, Y position, and then Z rotation, and the name of the object, from which we're taking only the first 4 characters. So the remainder gets ignored. So basically, this gets then translated into the variables, and using that script, we can export the entire level in this format, and then input it into the program, and then it just reads over that. The file itself is just 2 kilobytes, I think. Good thing about this is, actually, that right now it's TXT, right? But if I feel like too special so that people can't easily read my files without knowing any computer knowledge beforehand, I might change it to some other extension just so that no one can like touch it. I mean, I'm not sure. I'll probably do it because data-wise it will be the same. It's just, you know, reading it this way it's much better, I think, when it's not obvious as to what it is. That being said, level, that's what I wanted to open. So, before I actually start the heavy work, I'm gonna ask, actually not ask. Yeah, so, sorry, it's funny because now the volume of my mic seems a tad too high. Yeah, setting it lower should be fine. I will definitely not regret this when a better song comes out. By better, I mean louder. There. Final touches there. So yeah, what I actually want to do is have this block specifically created. So what we're going to do there is duplicate it. No, that's not what we want. Oh yeah, of course, I keep forgetting. Yeah, I've already ordered a new USB hub, so that should not be a problem in the long run. Yeah, I always thought I don't need it, and I almost made sure I didn't. But then the time of need came. Yeah, I need to check the materials because this, yes, of course, it put the materials out of whack. So what we're going to do is put this one above, and now select every material that's part of this. Select everything that's part of this. Assign it this. And now close this. And now we can delete the rest of them. So delete you. Delete you. And the same will be done with the black material. Yeah, because I have copies, because these are basically merged objects that the Blender doesn't really know that they're the same material, so it just copies them. Assign. Close that. Close that and close that. Yeah, we only need 3. Yeah, this is sufficient. So, now we have that. Rotation is 0. That's all great. So all that is left for us to do is a snap, cursor to world origin. That's nice. Now we're gonna snap the object actually. Cursor to grid. No. It's gonna be selection to cursor. Yep. There we go. Let's have this only selected so we can actually export it. FBX. It is already in data, so that's fine. And now, how did I name it? That's the actual real problem. Oh, fuck me. A GRP2. Yeah, it needs to be GRP2. The names need to match because they're pretty much exported that way. I'll probably be exporting all of these blocks later. So export FBX. We'll do this. And this is group 2. 2. And that's it. That's the name. Export. Oh, I probably... Oh, no. Let me check that, because it does have a tendency to not check only selected items. Yeah. Of course, it exported everything. Export only that. Yeah, now it should work. We'll use the model viewer that we've been graciously forced to use. I still don't get the usefulness of it. I think it's stupid. Set save directory. It's gonna be this actually. There. Assessment and media. Select. And open the file from known directories, desktop, assessment files, group 2. Yeah. Oh, worked like a charm. Yeah, so this is the thing we have now. It's 4x4, so this is the correct 4x4, and not like the 2x2 block that I called 4x4, and now I can't change it. This nonsense with the directories. Why there isn't a way to have like a default or saved this entire program? I just don't know why we have to use it. That's all there is to it. CMP 208 media, and that's it. And this is going to be called group2.scn. Now, save. So that's done. Yeah, animation. There's apparently an available way, like a possible way to do animation, but I don't know how it works in this program particularly, so, like in the way this is done. I know how to rig up a thing in Blender, I just don't know how to use that data within that, so that's why it's like low effort, no animation. Let's now close it. I don't think you are necessary at this point. Goodbye. And so aren't you. Don't save anything. There we go. Here we're gonna load another model. It's group 2, I think that's how I called it. Get rid of the mega 2. So that's fine. And now I need to add that here as well. So I think it's GRP with small. And I also need to add that level type here. So there we go, and it's going to be GRP 2. Level needs to have this added, so it's gonna be GRP 2, and it's gonna lovely translate into GRP 2 here. Luckily, this is a function that I can repeat in subclasses of this class, so it's fine. I don't know, like I just have to build the library here. I still don't think it's the best way, because I have to like update 7 different places just to add one model, but it's working, so I'm not gonna touch it anymore. GRP2, that creates GRP2, and now we need to create an actual constructor for that. So it's here. Copy. Paste. So it's GRP2. And this is gonna call group2.scn, and it's 4x4 in the physics realm. Let's see how this works. Oh no, I keep forgetting. This is so annoying. Tomorrow I'm getting the new things, the new stuff, so at least that's good. Yeah, I have to restart the entire program, because the controller, you can't just hotfix it by connecting the controller in. I could probably add that functionality, but at this point, why would I? So there's precisely one instance of that double object, actually. Oh, fuck me, sorry, I need to show you the screen. I'll just make sure that I don't fall to my doom. There we go. There you go. Sorry. So yeah, we're going up with the ball. That's fine. Slowly go down. Yes, it is here. This is the place where it was supposed to be. And collision is tested positive. That means correct. Yeah, I probably shouldn't use that language during a pandemic. That's not something I would like to... I should actually not even talk about it, apparently. Oh, no matter. Yep, this is it. So this is now solved. I consider the level almost built. So the base layout is at least. I will be adding later on the check for the fall to like infinity. I'll fix the camera as well, so I'll forbid actually the camera movement below a certain point. It's like once you get here, it won't allow the camera to go below. I need to figure out a way to do that properly. But from a personal experience, just by looking at this, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4.5 blocks. So 4.5 blocks into the ground. So if we're 4.5 blocks away, so that's basically, I'm using a unit measurement here. So I don't have to think about how to translate it. So it's every block like that, like the ball itself is 1 times 1 wide of this specific world's measurement. So I can just remember using that. And if I position myself in such a way that it's here, then that's pretty much the limit I want for the camera. And I can tell that since the block below me is 4 in height and the ball is 1, so it's 4.5 because of the center of the ball. Yeah, that's going to be the limit, but not now. For now, we've done the level at least. The physics works fine. I'll probably have to limit the speed of the ball, just so it's more enjoyable, because you get to a point where the ball starts to fall so much or move just so fast that it's really difficult to like turn. See, that was that. Maybe that's part of the gameplay that the player should figure out, but I'm gonna add that little clutch there. I don't like the jitteriness of it either, and that happens when it's too fast. Yep, there we go. So that's being done. So what's next? Next is actually the lights. The lights are not difficult, I think, because there is a simple way to do it that is already done. There are already lights applied. They're just done in the pre-made scene app.cpp. I decided it would be best if light is handled by itself in the disconnect keyboard. Yeah, if the light itself is handled in the level class itself, so it gets I don't have to remember where I place the light. So with that said, it's going to be virtual, because each level might have its own decisions based on what I actually want from there. I'm actually thinking whether this code is... Yeah, I can always override the initialized state, right? And the initialized state here holds the loadings of the models and such, yeah. So one idea I had is that I'll probably allow for a load in such a way that it allows you to copy this. All the loaded models, so you don't actually have to play around with loading them again, because that seems wasteful for memory, especially if you're going to have a lot of objects. So this load model actually saves these scenes into a list, I think, or something like that. Point being, I'll have 2 options how to switch from a level. One where it allows for this to be taken with that, so it actually doesn't delete this. There needs to be a condition for that, I'm sure, in the delete clause here. No, that's not that. Where's the destructor? I keep forgetting. Yeah, here it is. So right now it deletes all of them, but I might have another clause here where it's going to be like, if something, this gets destroyed, but this will not be called, so the destructor will actually not happen for this part specifically, so it gets to be moved. I think that will be efficient loading wise. So level, we're going to call it init, as in initialize light, not kite, light, and it's going to be an overridable function. It's not an override, it's literally just virtual. There we go. There. Quick create. There we go. Now what that happens here is we're gonna actually do a lovely move the window here to this side. This is so buggy always. I had to like completely update the entire Visual Studio because it would always crash when I tried to do this. And I found it hilarious that such a important feature is done that way. Anyway, here it is. So there's a default, what is this? Shader data, default shader data. Set ambient light. So shader data is, okay. I think it'll be best if we just do a little bit of a yoink move here and set it here, as well as call the grid level layout. I think that should be separate visually. Setup camera is fine. This is all fine and fancy. I can actually modify the visuals of like the way camera works. It's called a frustum, using all of this. Yeah, that'll allow me for a lot of effects. Like I can do it directly and dynamically, so I can be like, if you get hit, the camera just zooms in or zooms out. Or there might be a power-up, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll probably use that for like a sort of animation, maybe. So that's this divided, and now physics engine needs to be created, that's fine. But first, actually, it's not gonna be here. Where am I gonna add the lights? I'm just typing. I'll just type something. I need second keyboard again. Fuck. Doing lights. Okay. It almost fell, so I was like a bit sad about that. Close this, please. I don't want to see this stupid folder ever again. So we yoinked it. A renderer 3D. We do have that actually. But is it in the scope? It should be. Initialize light. What do you have a problem with? It's undefined. No, it is. Here, look. And yeah, renderer 3D, so that's not the issue. Oh, it's capital D. I called it with a capital D. There we go. Default shader data. Yeah, we're gonna set the ambient to be more, not pinkish. I think it's RGBNA. So that's good. Add a point light that is almost white, but with a blue tinge. Point light. Set color, set position, add point light. So the shader data itself is the object that handles... Oh, it's a reference. I hate references. But whatever, we're using a reference, not a pointer. Keep that in mind. They work the same in this case. Just pointers are better for me visually. So it saves the... So this keeps editing, yeah, renderer, and the renderer just takes the data out of it. So instead of using a point light, which I'm not too happy about because that has a fixed position, we're gonna do a cover up. And we're gonna call Jeff. And we're gonna call, is it directional light? Directional. Oh my god. Light. Just type in light. Only point light? No way. There cannot be only point light. That is ridiculous. Ambient. Wait. Can we do default underscore shader? Thank you. This entire question mark nonsense. Thank you. There we go. Dot I'm gonna close this. There's some messages that keep popping in, but I just don't care. I probably have to care. Give me one moment, please. Yeah, I'm using Facebook. Apparently, that's something only boomers use these days. And I'm not sure whether that's good. So what's the notifications? Yeah, nothing. No, we want a dot. Add ambient, set ambient light color. That's beautifully bad. So are there only point lights? That's too shit. No way. That cannot be the case. Go to definition. Is there peak definition? Thank you. Oh, wrong. Peak definition. Thank you. Get point light, ambient light color, ambient light, point lights. There's only point lights. You cannot be serious. No way. How am I supposed to use this? This is useless. Let me check the actual API files. CMP. Always wrong folders. We go here. Where do we add it? Oh my god. Please. Big downloads. No. No program files. Yeah, you need to. CMP 208, and I think this one is Jeff Abate. Graphics, and that's where we have all the classes. Mesh, data, model, primitive, renderer, scene, shader, shader interface, sprite, shader, vertex. There should be point light, right? P. Yeah, there is only point light. That is so stupid. How am I supposed to simulate sun? Like, excuse me, what the fuck? Is it infinite? What do you set with a point light? A position, right? Yeah. Default point light. Let's just pretend for lols. Okay, close this, I don't care. So let's just have a little bit of a fun, you know, where I disable everything. I actually need to get to the function though. Go to definition, thank you. Yep. It does initialize light, I think. It goes here at that point. So I'm just gonna do this. No, actually, there's even better way. Whoops. And whoops there. Fuck these. Don't be automatic. That's one thing I don't want automatic. There, delete that, please. There we go. Yeah, I'm leaving that soon. So what we're going to actually do is this. There, 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 and there. I want to see whether that point light is strong enough for the entire scene. Hi camera, T-Boy for the win actually. I'm doing fine. I'm working right now on the lights, testing whether I can okay, yes, so this is the result. This ambient light. So basically I realized they only have point lights, they don't have directional lights here, and that's stupid, just stupid. So but then I realized that by disabling the point light here, it looks this way. So I assume it either moves with me or there is some shenanigans where the point light can behave like an actual light. With that being said, I'm about to define that point light. So close this. I also have I don't think you can hear this like on the stream, but this entire thing is when we did audio. I said this before, but it's still there. And it keeps beeping because that's how the 3D audio test code was set up. So I still haven't disabled it, so it keeps beeping all this time. Anyway, good news, this behaves like point lights. So I can put it out, all of it. Thank you. So default point light, set color. I want a kind of orange color. So if it's RGB, red, green needs to be high. And for orange, so that's going to be, no, that's yellow. Orange is when it's, you know what, I'm not going to even match this up. I'm gonna research this. Color wheel, show me. Thank you. Well, oh, I thought it's the interactive Google one. That would be so nice. Yeah, lighting's, I don't know what the actual problem might be, because lighting is not that difficult here. Like, it's literally just copying the code. So I can actually try to explain it properly. So basically, you have a renderer, right? That renderer is, if you do your code properly, throughout the entire application just the same. Or you get to create a new one, but you should be using the same renderer. This actually takes care of your rendering when it comes to, like, you throw models into this with the positions and all that, and it renders them. What happens in these lines that they've given us, if you use the proper file, is that you can take away the default 3D shader data, which I'm assuming is just a container that they created, and it's a reference, so you get to edit it directly in the renderer. So this seems to be holding all the lights information and all that. If this is being done correctly, so this needs to be always tied to the renderer that you're using. Basically, this renderer that you're defining the lights, it needs to be the same renderer that you render the models, that you use to render the models. Thank you. So right now I can't actually show you my code because my renderer is being thrown into the actual objects themselves. I think it's the object 3D that has that defined. Yeah, I don't have that direct access to it. But point is, I have a pointer. Every object that I'm using in the game has a pointer or can actually use this same renderer. So whatever I set it up here as, if I keep using the same renderer, it doesn't matter which object is then thrown into it because it keeps using the same one which has these rules. Now back to the colors. I hope that somewhat clears up how this works. We want orange. Not yellow. I want beautiful sunset orange. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, if there is a way... So this is 1. What is 91 in relation to FF? This is not easy enough now, is it? It's more red than green, so I'm assuming the red is gonna be 100 or 1. I'm gonna set it to 1. Set no, that's ambient light. Ambient light, I'm actually going to increase to 0.5. Oh, no, I've misspoken. That is not correct. I want it to be a little pinkish. So for violet, it's going to be red and blue. So I'm increasing the red and blue elements and keeping the green one lower. So that should give me some sort of a pinkish tone to the shadows. That's what I want for the shadows. Now for light, this is where it's defined. So for red, it was 1, I think. Now I need to find a way. Is there a way to do quick division? The division in X. Thank you. Hex calculator. That should give me what I want, right? Convert hexadecimal into... Oh, okay, that's nice. Divide. So we want what the actual value on this color wheel is. So basically the way color codes work, if you don't know, is that each of these values correspond to the amount of red, green, and blue the object has to have. So I picked a random color. So basically this is in hex. That means that instead of counting using your fingers when it's like after the 9, you add like 1 to the place of tens and whatnot, you actually count to 16. So what that means is you count from 0 to 15, and then when you're about to say 16, you add 1 to the number of tens, or in this case 16s. So basically it works from 0 to 9 and then A to F. So once you go F, then it switches to another one. So it's basically just numbers but in different values. And the way colors work is that they're basically 256 in all 3 color variants, and that gives you all of these colors. And 256 is actually just too big of a number to store in a conventional thing. It's like 9 numbers, so they simplified it. Don't ask me why that is done, it's just done. So basically it's only 6 numbers, so each tuple of them created like, yeah, exactly. And they created the color code And basically that's the value. So FF is 256 in decimal. So that means 256 of red. 91 is something, and I'm not even sure what that is, but it's something in the green. So that's something, I'm not sure, a value. And then you have 0, which is blue. So there's no blue at all. So that gives you the color code, right? Now what I need to do is transfer these values from hex to floats. So basically I'm going from range from 0 to 1. In range from 0 to 1, 1 is 256, 0 is 0. So I just need to know how much 91 actually is from... So it's going to be 91. Well, it's not even 91 in this case, but it's 91 in hex. How much of that is FF? So it's division. And that'll tell me a nice number. Decimal value, thank you. 0, remainder. Oh no, I don't want the remainder. Why? No, I don't want a remainder. So it's 100, okay, at least it tells me. 145 divided by 255, so what is that? So we're going to use a calculator for this. I could just input this as a part of the function, but I don't like that. I think that's very confusing. Oh wait. So far I have 3 classes, one of my models, my objects like my blue platform, and a game state class which manages each state. Okay, so far I have 3 classes, one for my models, my objects like my blue platform, and a game state class which manages each state. Yeah, fine. Originally had lighting in the objects class, however I've changed it to be in my game state class. Yeah, that's good. That it should be in the game state, because you don't want each object to have its own light, unless, and this is important, unless, and even then it doesn't work, but unless that object itself is a source of light. So it's like a, let's say, a flashback or flashlight. But even then, actually, is not good, because you can just tie the position of that object in this game state. So object should not even touch light. Lights should be handled in the state, I think. That's much better and more convenient for you to have access to light directly through the code. Anyway, originally I had lighting in objects, yeah, change it to game state, that's fine. Instead, so it can work on the model and the object, but I'm not sure what's going on with it. Okay, I'm assuming your model is stored within the object. And I'm assuming that the renderer you have moved from the, like, basically all of those objects that you've mentioned that you're rendering have the same renderer in them. They don't have like their own renderer created. Because if they do, as I've mentioned before, you need to set that light for every renderer. Think of renderer as the light world. So you need to have the same renderer for all of them. So, sorry, I'm just reading the rest of the chat and I'm getting bamboozled, you know. Anyway, the renderer needs to be the same for all of them. So the way you would do it in your game state, you would create that renderer dynamically, preferably dynamically, and then have a pointer or a reference to that specific renderer in your object or wherever you're defining the light. So you'll be using that specific renderer to draw the objects. They cannot use their own, because if they use their own, that's fine. But the problem is all of those settings will not be applied because they are applied in the main one. So that might be what you actually have as an issue. I'm not sure, at least from here. Anyway, let's continue. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I have the same lighting code they given in the lighting function. Okay, I mean, I then render in my level init. I could send you some screenshot of code if it would be easier to understand. Yeah, I would check whether the renderer you're using in the object is the same as the renderer that you're having, because it needs to all be one. If it's one renderer, then it's fine. If you have multiple renderers, then that's probably the issue. So try that. We might see how that goes. Damn, that looks so large. It's fine. It's not like there's a lot of people using this feature anyway, so I don't. You can consider yourself to be the star of the show for tonight. Anyway, back to this. Colors. Yeah, colors. We were doing with colors, right? And I wanted to have this, and I wanted to use a calculator. Also, can we shame all the websites that don't use dark mode by default? Like, why? There's so much electricity wasted each year by displaying white unnecessarily. Everyone thinks it's like a cool color to show because it's no, bad. I'm gonna shame every website that uses it. 255 was it? Yeah. 0.56, yeah, we'll take that. Only 2 values are important. It doesn't need to be super precise. So it's F needs to be deleted there. 0.56 on the green scale. 0.56, thank you. And it's 0. Just pure 0. Now the position I'm gonna leave as is for now, because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, oh, of course, it's somewhere far away, so that's why it acts like, okay. So it doesn't have like the actual attenuation, so it can act both as a point light and a world light. There might be ways of actually changing that, but basically the influence of this light is infinite. So if you place it wherever, it will always affect it. It's kind of like gravity in a lot of ways. So setup light, goodbye. And instead, I would like this to be a part of the constructor, if it already isn't. No, it is not. So it's going to be. So I need to add that call. It's going to be init lights. And I think this will work. Let's see whether my... disconnects the keyboard. Replace that. I'm not looking at the screen as to not spoil it for myself, so I'm not looking. Cancel. Yeah, I want it to be a surprise for all of us. So basically, while I'm debugging this, you get to see my completely real reaction to how much I fucks up. Wait, I'll read through the message. Okay. Oh, it worked. Oh my god, it worked so well. This is actually amazing. Okay, I can add the intensity of light, but as you can see, we have that little pink shadow that I wanted, and the entire scene has a dusk or twilight sort of a tinge to it, color-wise. Yeah, I will add a bit more intensity, if you will, to that orange. Or I might not. I actually like this. It's not too bright, though. I like it. I do like this orange. I'm happy for this. So, yeah, I need to... Yeah. So now we've solved the light issue. Honestly, I said in the beginning, light is not going to be the main problem. That's very easy to actually do. Much easier than I thought even, because there's only one category of light. So yeah, we have that orange tinge, the beautiful... Oh, you can't see my cursor. You know what? I'm going to enable cursor for this. Display capture, properties, capture cursor as well. Thank you. Yeah, so there we go. So as you can see, we have that beautiful pinkish tint on the shadow. I might actually even more add a bit more pink to it. So there's that. If I play my cards correctly, I can actually make these reflective as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make these reflective. I think the color would be too strong for that. So yeah, for now we have this. Anyway, the lights are done. This was easy enough. Okay, initialize. Just so you all know, this level 1, if you haven't watched the previous streams, basically level 1 is a state. So usually you would have state machine, which is basically switching parts of the code that get executed. And there's 2 ways of doing it. You can do a simple code in one single file, but I found that very confusing. So I just basically made it into separate classes, and scene manager here handles these states. So level 1 is a state, and I'm doing all of the initialization of a state within the actual subclasses. And if I've done it correctly, I might not need to change that much. I probably will have to have 2 versions of initialized state there though. So one for the stuff that I want every level to be doing. So for example, this, actually not even the player. It's going to be physics engine that's going to be done there, lights, and no, you know what? No, this is, no, again, wrong. Yeah, physics engine lights is basically what every level should be doing. Lights are overwritable. Physics engine is always going to be created. I think I'm also going to start creating audios here when I'm going to start doing music and dealing with audio properly. Now, camera, setup of the camera, even actually, yeah, level layout should be done the same, but I have to find a way how to make this value be changeable by the definition. So I might actually add like a variable here. That might be good. Yeah, I will probably... No, I can't do that because, yeah. Yeah, I'll deal with this later. Anyway, time to read this again. So I do create a renderer in my object class. Wrong. My model class and my game state class, so that could be the issue. Yeah, that is definitely the issue. You cannot have separate renderers for everything. You have to have one main renderer that gets passed everywhere. Because again, if you keep you change the lights and you add the lights in that specific renderer that you have access to in the class that you do it. I think that was the game state class. But you don't have access to that same renderer, so those settings don't get propagated to the rest of the program. So that's why you don't see your lights. You need to have one renderer, share that specific render between everything in this within the state, or even further. That depends on you actually, but it needs to be shared. So then you set it in the game state, having all the lights and nonsense added to it, and then the renderer is just then applied using the object. So that is definitely the issue why your lights are not working. It might be something else, but I highly doubt that's going to be it. And would it be best for the main renderer to be the one in my games? Yes, exactly. And have my object in the model class accessing it. Exactly. Yeah, basically what I said. Do that, it should work. So now the actual problem, the bigger cringe issue is the 2D thing. I don't think I've added. It's in the state, right? Yeah, the state H. I need to always keep in mind what is happening and what. Update change of state, that's fine. State render is fine. Level uses its initializing nonsense, whatever. Lights, that is unnecessary. We want the background. Is undeletable. Yeah, that's used for other stuff. Add scene object. No, that's used for simple collection. Set font, set input. Yeah, these are to be used if something needs to be changed, like the font and such. Because by default, and I don't know whose decision this was, but we have a Comic Sans, and I think you all know what Comic Sans is looked at in the not only this particular industry but all over the internet. It's the worst font. I will never advise anyone using Comic Sans if they want their product to be considered serious. So if you're a budding designer making posters, or even just a cool guy or whoever who just wants to have fun with design, do not use Comic Sans. I hope the message gets clear there. Unless you want it to be a meme. In that case, Comic Sans is allowed. Set 3D renderer, sprite, setup camera, blah blah blah. There is no draw 2D thing. Oh no, there is. Yeah, I get to rewrite it here. So basically these functions get called within these. So these are unchangeable. Actually, not even all of them. Some of them are changeable. Yeah, this is a mess. This is a genuine mess. But I think it's actually a good mess, because I don't need to really change, for example, state update, because that one does its job well enough, I guess. Like the input gets updated, handle input is then called, which handles the controllers and such. Because the handle input is in base state empty, but I think the object, basically the way it works is done that. Where would I start getting them to access it? Instead of including render in the other classes, should I include a game state to have access to it? I do not recommend objects having game state access, because hierarchically speaking, game state, sorry, I'm gonna do it in camera. Hey, game state should be the top, but then all the objects are contained within it. If you create it the other way, basically you create a circular dependency. Now, if you do your includes correctly, it can work, but I do not recommend that. What I would recommend is create that renderer within that. Actually, I'm gonna show you what I mean. So in my state, I think it's state. No, sorry, scene manager. Current state, blah, 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 does whatever. Okay, no, this is, I don't even remember where I have it. State, let's go state. You can see here, I have a pointer to a renderer. Now what that does is that this particular state will never, I think I set it so it never actually creates its own, unless I define it, but I will never do that. So there's a renderer, and there's a pointer to it. So if you go into the state itself, you can see that it's rather empty for it's a base class, right? So the constructor of it actually doesn't even exist, funnily enough. No, it does, it's here. So there's a lot of things that their state can take in. So platform, pointer to the platform, that's for creating meshes and modifying stuff. Input manager, so it can actually read input manager. So by default, actually the base SCN main function, really, that's how I'm going to call it. Sorry, did it change it? Yeah, sorry, it's here. So it's actually, when the program starts, before it even initializes everything else, by which I mean it initializes the states themselves, it does sprite render for 2D, it does renderer 3D. This is where I get it created, and this is the only renderer I have in my program. I will not create another one, because that would be a lot of work for nothing. I actually might have to find a way to delete the lights after there, but we'll figure that out once we get to that bridge, and we cross that bridge once we get to it. Yeah, that's the saying. Anyway, the renderer gets created here. Primitive builder, which you don't really should be using, maybe sometimes, who knows, who cares. This is used for giving you the meshes for spheres and cubes. That's really it. Input manager, that one's also going to be only one in the entire game. There's only going to be one input manager, and it's going to be thrown around. And then audio manager, I also recommend this to be only one. These are I would maybe call them the core pillars without the primitive builder. So there's like the pillars that you have on your entire application, and all of the data will be handled with that. Then if you go into initialize font, it does the font. You can do it here, you can do it in the state, it's fine. It doesn't matter where that is done, because font is not necessarily needed everywhere in the same way. So then setup lights happens, which actually no longer happens. Yeah, it's disconnected. Yeah, setup lights is no longer a function that should be happening. I will be deleting it. Setup lights, goodbye. And we also need to delete n.h. Setup lights, I don't like it here. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm gonna do lights per level, so that's why I don't like it there. So it does that, and it goes into the initialize state machine. Now, if you look into the code for that, you'll see then in my state machine, I create a new scene. I create a loader, don't think about loader right now. And then I create that level. So level gets created here, and I throw it a platform. I give it a pointer to input. I give it a pointer to audio. I give it a pointer to font, which I don't have to, but I do. I give it a pointer to a sprite renderer, and I give it a pointer to renderer, this top one, where it gets created. So again, I don't create anything new, I just put it there. Then my level gets created, gets set as the current state level for testing purposes. All this means is that my state machine will not do something else, it will just think of level as being the currently displayed one, which works for me because it's actually better this way. In reality, what it does is it actually loads the level, so it uses the loading state. So it actually sets the loading state as the current, and then the loader will actually load it, and there's going to be like a little animation and whatnot, like loading or text, and then it switches it there. Unnecessary dribble. A point is, yeah, the renderer gets passed there. And then within the state, you'll see all these pointers will, not all of them are necessary really, but the ones that are there will get filled up. And those filled ones are then used within these functions. I've added a lot of error checks to make sure that it actually doesn't do something that it should not do if there's nothing that it has access to, if that makes sense. And then if you go in the renderer, every game object class in 3D, actually game 3D object class, sorry, we'll open up that .h. So every object I have in a game is essentially this. It inherits from mesh instance because it needs the representation of that, and from default game object. So if you think of it this way, game object is top, then it has children, which is 2D and 3D. 2D only will be handling sprite movement, maybe some flip book animations. I don't know. I haven't programmed that in yet, and I don't want to spend too much time on 2D. And 3D, which has all of this. So you have handle controller input, which is an override. You have update. These are all overrides. Well, yeah, these are overrides, sorry. Then you have movement, which is specific to 3D, and there's two specific versions of movement actually, because there's physics and no physics. So if you have physics enabled, you have to deal with that a little bit differently. Anyway, point is, you have to create every game 3D object has to have a pointer to the platform, either to the mesh or the address to the mesh. It's preferred to use a mesh, not address, because if it's an address, then it's that. You can have this as nothing, it's fine. You just have to make sure that later it gets actually that. And then as you can see right here, renderer. So keep in mind this renderer is the scene manager's renderer, which is the capitals renderer, which is on top. So it's always the same renderer. So that's how I would do it. How I did it, I think. That's a better way of putting it. So for my 2D objects, instead of 3D renderer, they're using the sprite renderer. Which actually might be... No, it's fine. Because draw, input, HUD, whatever. Scene manager has that. I think state has access to it as well. So it's just the 3D object. So 3D object has these functions in it. Everything that you don't see here, some stuff is offloaded in the base game object, which is the call for the update, which does handle input and all the other stuff. So it's really difficult to actually show you my code this way because there's a lot of stuff that's missing that's offloaded in the game object class. Point is, render is always the same. Let's see what you wrote. Oh, I think I may know how to do it. I'm along with you so far. I've done the same thing. Yes. So make sure the render is the same. Okay, now we're going to the state. Draw HUD, I think, happens within the state render, I think. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it does call draw HUD. So first it calls render of the state. Render is a function that you get to overwrite. So I overwrite it here. I need to open my level. So in the level itself, render, what does render do? Is touching, update, yeah, this. So it just basically initializes that render cycle right into the buffer, which is to say it takes in the data for 3D objects and just plasters into memory space, and then it displays it. It displays it at the end, sorry. So it scrolls through all of the objects within the scene, because I have them stored in a container, so I can just use a simple iterative loop. I don't even have to care which object and in which order they are supposed to be done. Actually, yeah, I should care if I have like elements that I've shown that I have, but for ease of coding, in this case, I don't care about the order, so I have to live with that sacrifice in mind. So I can't really sort out my alpha mapping and all that. And then closes the render. So that's basically what the render does, and then it does some other things. And now I get to do one more thing here, which is override the initialize light. I think I'm gonna move this a bit down, just purely for the... Oh, yeah, it's not connected, sorry. Disconnect this. Bit connect. It's an old reference, but a good one. Anyway, going here, we're going override. I'm sorry for the people who don't actually understand. If anyone actually watches this later, if you don't understand what I've been talking about code-wise, I was just talking about how some things you only need one copy of, and then modify that one copy and look at it from different places, instead of having separate copy for each object for every single member. No, it's not an override. It's actually the base one. And that should be fine. Yep. So the override basically overrides the previous ones, but this is fine. So initialize light, that's fine. Draw HUD, that's what we want to override. So virtual void. I don't think this is a level, right? Oh, it has access to sprite renderer. Okay, it has access. That's important. Incredibly important. I'm actually thinking, because there's a draw HUD, and I might need to add a draw background function. You know what? We're going to do it this way. Draw HUD is going to be kept because that's defined in the state, and I'm going to add another overridable function, draw background. And that one's going to be maybe a bit more annoying to deal with, but for now it's fine. A virtual, no, thank you, goodbye. We're going to override the draw HUD anyway. Override. And semicolon. For now, I just want to figure out how to do this properly. Draw HUD. I don't think that's the correct way to spell this function, right? State. What do you have to say about this? Initialize state render setup. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's all capitals. Do that. And it's all capitals. Yeah, they need to match names. Not here. So in my constructors for my model and my object, should I make a reference of render? Yes, either a reference or a pointer will do. I personally like pointers more, but references should work fine. Keep in mind, pointers are a bit more dangerous because you have more access to stuff that way. Create a definition of draw HUD. Thank you. We're gonna copy this one, this beautiful. Where's the draw HUD here? Render, initialize font, initialize emitters. Yeah, that's going to be gone soon. If I get tired of the sounds. Yeah, this is the HUD draw. There. And the level itself is draw HUD. Yeah. I'm not sure why font isn't being created here. What's the variable name for that? Oh, it's a state thing. Yeah, font underscore. What does level 1 take in? What does it? Oh, incomplete class. Okay, so we have to include it. That is not nice. But I guess it's fine. And just including is not nice, but okay. This. And there. There we go. Should no longer complain. Okay, time for some tests. Oh, it's gonna do a double draw for draw HUD because I'm drawing it twice, so I'm not actually going to see any difference. Oh, I am. Oh, of course, FPS is undefined. We're just gonna display a hello world message anyway. This doesn't matter what it is. I just need to see that it works. So hello world in HV, and that's it. No more variables after this. Further, I'm going to actually get rid of the draw. Oh, I already did get rid of it. Okay. Draw HUD. No, I didn't. So get rid of you, please. Scene app. Get rid of the draw HUD, please. And I also need to get rid of that call for it in the update or render or whatever. Yeah, it's here. Oh, good lord. Thank God I remembered. So this actually needs to be in state. State will be drawing the HUD. State render, I'll call the render function. What the render does is render objects, and render objects is then defaultly defined in the level itself, right? Oh my god. This is what I mean by having too much of a code. I can't remember what's anywhere. Oh my god. Render, draw HUD, that's fine. Update collision, update. Where's the render? I know it should be one single function. It's not even there, right? Yeah, it's not there, it's here. Yeah, it's literally here. See object, render objects. Where's the beginning though? Yeah, this is the top. So state render. It calls render, but is each object beginning and ending? That is not good. I don't like that at all, actually. Yeah, it might be the case. Render object, draw mesh. Yeah, it doesn't seem to actually. I swear I've seen it. Where is it? Yeah, once it gets here, it builds transform, that's fine, and renders whatever. It gets out of game object and it gets back to level, I think. Read from file, spawn player, read level layout, no. That's setup map for level blocks, no. Level constructor, read, load, read, collision, update, draw. Oh, there we go, yeah. I do not like this. This is wrong. I say it's wrong, and it's wrong. Is it wrong? Is it really wrong? That's the question. Personally, I would add this to the state and because that calls render anyway, but in state it's better because you can then just simply do anything. You don't have to keep in mind that for every substate you create, you have to call these. I guess it's done so that there is no null pointer, but there is easy fix for that, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do it in state. I don't like it here because I know I'll forget. So render is done in so if, I'm gonna add enough. If, and that assumes, oh wait, oh that's why I did it there. Yep, it needs to be done there. I need to keep in mind then. The reason for why it's here and not anywhere else is because not all states will have 3D objects. So by adding it there, I basically make this to be render 3D only. Whereas if I do it here, it's done by default here, so that's fine. So that means all I have to really do is just draw HUD will always be 2D though. Like drawing HUD will always be 2D, so I can add it here actually. How to do this properly? Because I need to do the check. If sprite renderer, and then we're gonna do this beautiful thing. If sprite renderer is defined, and that's an important keyword there, because if not, that would ruin the entire program. I guess I could do the same for 3D, but no, that pretty much eliminates the render function anyway. Draw HUD. Why is this complaining? Scene app. Oh yeah, that's right. Move this here, please. Yep. Move it there. I don't remember what that false does. I need to check this. Because if it... Yeah, I'll get rid of this, please. And it'll just forward the call to render. Honestly, the more I delete from this class, the more I realize that I should have done this scene manager stuff in here. But I just like having scene manager separate. So let's see what begin true does, or false. What does this clear? Oh, clear. This Vita. I don't like Vita. If clear, then clear. False. Why is it false? What does clear mean? What does clear do exactly? Draw clear screen. Okay, that should be happening. No? Oh no, it shouldn't, because it's HUD. Of course, it makes sense. So what happens is that the 3D renderer always clears it up anyway. Does it? It actually might... I need to check that. So there's going to be two ways of doing this. I'm going to have another function here called draw background, which is going to be for 2D images only. And then in that, it's going to sprite render, it's going to begin, whatever, end. Then it does the 3D drawings, so it's going to do that in front. Then it stops the 3D drawings, and then it's going to do the HUD again, but it's going to be false because it's not going to clear what's already done. It's going to be done. Wait, I sent a screenshot on Discord. I'm not too sure what the error means. Oh my goodness. These are always lovely because I get to see errors that I don't understand. No instance of constructor level asset matches the argument list. Boy oh boy, I do not know what level object means. So just so you know, I'm basically trying to troubleshoot a code that I don't know the definitions of. Yeah, I don't know what level object requires and what type the renderer 3D is. It says that renderer 3D seems to be a pointer, but the level object does not take in a pointer. So you might need to add either an ampersand or no, sorry, a star in front of the renderer 3D, but that's not good because then you're not using the same render. You need to check your level objects class actually in this case and decide there whether Yeah, it needs to be the level object, and you need to make sure that it takes either a reference or a pointer. If it does take a reference, fine, then you can use the star, but at that point you're destroying the purpose of a pointer, so either take in a pointer or make it all references. Don't mix them, because that gets confusing. I had to mix them in my code as well, and I still don't remember where platform is a pointer and where it's just a reference. I hope that kind of helped you. State machine render, that's fine. So begin, false, draw HUD, yeah, whatever. It does all of that for me. How lovely. Time to reconnect the controller again. I will add keyboard controls later. I can actually add touch, and by this I mean pointer click controls. I can add all three of them rather easily, actually. I just need to define what they do. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it does draw the HUD. As you can see, there's the HW in terrible Comic Sans. Yeah, I still can't get enough of the light. I think it was a good decision to make it orange and purple. Yeah, I'm going to make it a bit more purplish. Or pinkish. Maybe purplish. And I hope I can make the orange more pronounced. Like more aggressive. Yeah, that's the word I want to use. But we'll see whether that is possible. It's actually the intensity of the light. That's what I'm curious about. Whether I can set that. We'll see soon enough. It keeps bumping. Yeah, I need to set the limit of the velocity as well. Yep. I'm so happy this actually loaded correctly. And the next levels that I'm gonna make are gonna be that much easier to actually develop. Yep. I just need to always define functions for them, but I think this is good. This is very good. I was having so many ideas with this template. Like this would be like a second world, actually. The first one would be a bit more natural, and so you would have like an entire game of like worlds and levels and bosses and all that. I got very excited, I'll be honest, about it, but at this point I'm just gonna have to make sure that I have the base game ready, and then I have to work on other projects as well. And once I finish those, I might maybe further develop this. I'm not sure. I'll decide soon enough. I might actually then remake it in Unreal Engine, honestly, because that just gives you more options. And then rather easily. Like here I have so many things I have to keep in mind that I don't understand at all. Yeah. I'm still happy with the lights. I think this was a good choice, orange-wise. Anyway, it does draw the HUD, so that's good. Now the real question is, can it draw a 2D image? Because I don't remember how this works. It needs to be a texture, I think. Fudge me, I don't remember this at all. There's two ways I can actually do this. One way is I can just have a big plane with a texture in the background, but that's not nice. So I'm gonna do a second one. Anyway, first we're gonna do a state modification, actually. We're gonna add another function called virtual. Yeah, disconnect the keyboard, sorry. The star in front of it is fine-ish. It's fine in a sense. Wait, it might not be. It really depends what your level object actually takes. Because if it takes a reference, then it's fine. But if it does not take a reference, it just takes it as a copy, then that's wrong. So you need to either show me or make sure yourself the ampersand. There's an ampersand in your constructor of level object. That needs to be there. Another screenshot. Lovely. Yeah, the star is fine then. There's an ampersand there, so the star is fine. Yeah, you're using references. You might get it confused later, but it's fine. Sorry, I'm just gonna give a response there to my other friend. Ooh, I like this song a lot. This is actually a song I wanted to add in the game. Like, I would have, like, the third world in this game that I'm making now would be like a futuristic city, and this song is from a futuristic city, so it actually matches. But I think it fits so well. I really like the soundtrack of this game. Apparently there has been some drama with it, with the creators, but whatever. Back to my issue right now. Draw background, yeah, that's what I wanted to add. So virtual draw. No, it needs to be void. Void draw background. In a perfect world, I would have an input. So I would not need to redefine this class every time. In a perfect world, I would do it once here, and based on like, but I would need to set it up, of course. But I can have like a check variable for that, like background set or something. And based on input here, like you would just type in the picture you want, and that's it. And then it would just draw it every frame. And to make sure it keeps loaded, I would have like a check inside to be like, if it has been already loaded, don't do it. And then just draw background. That is the way I'm going to do it actually. So for now, I'm actually going to add that in already. So it's going to be a const character array address. Yep, quick open refactoring. Honestly, I wanted to play Monster Hunter tonight, but then I realized that I have 3 different projects and I'm not very good time-wise. I mean, I still have like a month for this one at least. Actually, a bit more than a month and 5 days. So I think I'm far enough with this. And especially after I finish building this one level, I can then quickly keep adding more levels rather easily. Like with minimal effort, just building them. I might need to program some hazards as well. That'll be probably some other time. So draw background. For now, keep it empty, I guess. But what I want to make sure is that it gets called if sprite render, and this is going to be another if there. Now you might think that having a lot of ifs like this in this case is terrible, because some people might have seen the Yandere dev video of just if else, if else, if else. The difference between that and this is that in if else case, you try to generally make it a switch case statement, or just find a way how to limit the options altogether. Like you don't need like calculating the actual stuff instead of just, you know, switching, branching the code. In my case, it's error checking. So I'm making sure that if I'm calling something from something other... Oh, it's working. Congratulations. If you send me a picture, I might show it on the stream as well. I just need to open Discord for that. Something I've tried to evade. Ne pas changer. Yeah, I kept it open. Okay, continuing with this. Draw sprite, sprite render begin, draw HUD. Oh, wrong. Draw background. What a noob mistake, I would say. Mask ground. For now, we're gonna leave it empty. This is just... This is asking for trouble. I know that in, let's say, 2 streams from now, when I'll be doing actual backgrounds, or like maybe even today, like 2 hours from now, I'll be searching frantically. Where is the error? Why can't I specifically specify what background I want to draw? This is going to be an issue. I already know it. Now, that's being done. I'm gonna use for now a background from like a temporary background. Later I'm gonna draw my own. That's going to be another stream. But till we get there, it's going to be this, because I've already mentioned that the entire thing is pretty much inspired by this. Mask round. Okay. So this is the futuristic one I do not want to use. That's bad. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, so I want this kind of background for it, but a bit lighter. Ooh, this is high def. This might be a bit too much, honestly. You know what? I like to have all the... If my code and game isn't good, I at least like to have it look good. You know, when you have a piece of when you have shit, you at least put sprinkles on it to make it more bearable. Save image. Where do we save this image? I am already making that mistake and I'm saving it all on desktop. And I refuse to learn from my mistakes. So it's a PNG. I swear there was a PNG loader somewhere in the code, and I think it has to do with textures. I'm so not looking forward to this. We're gonna call it BG. Because fuck naming conventions. At least this one's self-explanatory. When I was younger, I used to have a problem of not really knowing how to name my things. So I had a lot of problems with that. So my files, I didn't know how to name them, right? So I had to always spend at least 2 minutes thinking of a correct name. So I learned a new tactic: randomly smash keys on your keyboard and use that. What I didn't realize at the time, and in retrospective that was very dumb of me to not realize that actually, was that all my files were named some bullshit. And when I needed to find a file according to its name, I had a very hard time doing that, because whether it was or it was correct conditions, it's like I had no idea, so I had to use pictures. So I actually learned from then, and I kind of just use copies. Just, you know, type in the name. If it's already there, I'll just add like 1 at the end, or like 2 at the end or something. So it's at least named normally. Yeah, I've already stolen, I mean, borrowed this background. It's educational purposes, so it's fine. I'm not like actually leading that game out. So let's see the magic that Cameron has sent me. And it's a Fall Guys model with all the textures and lights. I think someone has been very much inspired by my shading and choice of light. I'm not throwing out any accusations. Yeah, for all of those that you sent me, yes, preferably only one. The only exception to this rule is Primitive Builder. That can be created at any time, any number of times. Because think of Primitive Builder as only a factory. It only gives out stuff, and it's not linked. The stuff that it gives out, it's not linked to it. So it just spews out stuff. Honestly, just you can have a factory for every object. It's not efficient. It'll just be bloated memory-wise, but it's fine. Anyway, yeah, I see that you've tested the color scheme, and I appreciate the choice of the... Is it actually what I think it is? Is it pink, or is it just random? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna close this. Privacy and all. One thing that is good with having no viewers that you don't know at all is that you don't have to worry about privacy. Then there's also the issue of this being violet. Yeah, it is pink. No, I'm not talking about the image, or sorry, the texture. No, I'm talking about the shadow, the ambient light and the orange light. Or I might actually be accusing you of the wrong thing, because they actually might have those specific shades of orange and whatnot. Anyway, I'm postponing because I really do not want to work on this background nonsense. And I need to. So peak definition. And now this is going to be the terrible stuff. This is basically SFML, right? I don't remember how SFML works whatsoever, and this is not good. I don't know how to do this. I don't want to spend the next 5 hours learning. I already did that for Blender. I already did that for this API. The worst thing is I've already done it for SFML. I have no choice. Sprite render, let's go. Peak. What do we have here? Set shader. Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. Draw sprite, okay. It draws a sprite. Sprite. How do you define a sprite? So you throw it a sprite and then draw it within the sprite renderer. Set position, that's fine. So can you create a sprite color of the sprite? Okay, so it has color. What about text? It has a texture. Okay. I don't like this. UVs. Why is there UVs? This is a sprite, not a 3D model. Please don't. No. Set width, set height. Okay, it has that. That's at least somewhat nice. Position, I'm gonna keep with camera, I think. Oh no. So the problem is, all 3D objects are drawn from their center point. So you have like their origin point and then you draw the objects. So every position that you set, really you're setting only the position of that center point, and then the program knows that it draws the rest of the points relative to that center point. With sprites, however, it's no longer the center point. No, that would be too easy. No, it's the top right corner. So for us to keep the camera and the sprite stuck, the camera center point basically needs to match this sprite's top right point. The way it works is that you need to essentially take the center point, think of it as a starting point for the background, so there, and add subtract half of the width and height of the entire resolution pixel-wise, so it then moves it up and up, right? So then you get created there, and that's where your sprite is. The problem with that is you have to constantly keep updating the size of the window and give it to the actual sprite renderer or the state, because otherwise some very not cool shit can happen. What do we have there? I'm not too sure how to fix my platform not showing at the same time with my model, because I use primitive builder to make it, and you said that can be created multiple times. I'm not too sure about to fix my platform. Can be done only once. Primitive builder can be created any number of times, but it has to take the same platform because you only have one platform. I hope that clears up the confusion. Also, on the comment above, I don't think sending pictures works that way. No, not that platform. The platform object I made for my player to stand on. Okay, I did not see that. Let me check the Discord again for this conundrum. Discord. Yeah, there's no platform. I'm sorry. Sorry, mate, you need to add more. It's either the same color or it's not showing at all. I cannot help but notice that its arms are either flailing or it feels that it's at a gunpoint. Neither of these should be the desired effect. I'm just saying. Yeah, now I see I accused you of something that you didn't do. Yeah, it's the colors are the texture, so that's fine. Your apology is accepted. I'm mean. Anyway, yeah, you need to make sure that the platform you used to create that primitive builder is the same platform everywhere. But the primitive builder can be made anywhere. In fact, I did create it somewhere, I just can't remember where, and frankly, it doesn't matter at this point. Texture, this is what matters. Open. Texture. Create. Oh no. What is image data? Okay, it creates a platform, so I need a pointer to that. This will be done in the initializer, so I'll be doing... another function. But I don't think this one needs to be virtual. It's a state function, so that's fine. Void setup background. Thank you. We're going to use the same const character pointer address. There. Okay. So this will be called within the other function, so it doesn't really need to be that specific. I'm not gonna expand it now because it would ruin all of this. So texture, create checker texture, no thank you. What is image data? Deep definition. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Okay, get image data. Okay, we seem to be at the end. Image, set image. Okay, so we load texture. If I remember correctly, we load the texture somewhere else, and then that somewhere else is connected to this and uses an index. Yeah, that seems to be the case, if I remembered this correctly. Set width and height. Okay, let's go one layer back. I'm not sure how to create a texture in SFML, or in this weird meshmash of SFML and whatnot. So we first need to create a texture, so that's at least given. Actually, you know what? This is state H, so we're gonna go to state CPP, move it here. Draw background. For now, let's leave a note to do. Then let's move to the setup background, I think it was. I can just take this, copy that there, setup background, Control C, Control V. Okay, what's next? To do is fine. Image data. I'm still confused. How do we create this? My head hurts already. It's a static function. Okay, we cannot use a simple constructor. Okay. Num of checkers, platforms, whatever. That's could be for stencil, but not really. Image. I'm confused about this image data nonsense. How is this set up? What is this image data? I don't like the image data part. So the texture needs to be created statically, I think. I forgot how that is being done. You can't call a constructor. So it has a base constructor, I think. It's all protected though. So I have to use these create functions. It's a pointer. And there's no... Oh, no, sorry. No, it actually gives you back this. So it does give you a texture pointer. So I'm assuming... Let's open this, please. Peak definition. What does this do? Not Vita. Oh, that's why it's done. Because of Vita. Vita has this different, I'm sure. Terrible. It creates a new texture D11. Image data. uint 8. Is this... uinteger 8 can be interchanged with... I'm not sure. Because uinteger data is very similar to a character. And if it's a pointer to character... I just don't understand why you would then need to write it in this form. And maybe the direct D3D11 doesn't like it. Sorry, let's go back a step. So this is the texture data. Let's go back one level. Oh, yeah. Great. I forgot to charge the not laptop, the tablet I'm using. It's not that necessary, really. Oh, wait. Sorry. Not to that. Would I render my camera before or after lighting? It doesn't matter. Because lighting isn't really rendered. Lighting is just a part of calculation that is being done in the object. So basically, once you set up the lights in the renderer, that's fine. You just then call the draw mesh in the renderer And this is usually done after the camera is being set up. But yeah, this needs to be after camera. So, sorry, to correct myself. Lighting itself is not a drawable thing. Lighting is a part of calculation for color of the texture on your mesh. What that means is that you don't need to add any more render calls to lighting. Once you set that up, it's done. You then need to clear it out if you want to change it. Now, the camera needs to be created first before you draw the 3D object. So therefore, by extension, that means the camera needs to be first before the light. But I don't want you to think about the lights being something you need to render. It's more something that is being applied, if that makes sense. Unless it's a post-processing effect, but we're not doing that, so I think it's fine. It creates... So texture create... I think this needs a new pointer. What is this? Is this part of Jeff? Yeah, it is. Jeff. Texture. Texture pointer. Yeah, but it needs to be a pointer because of the create text background. Honestly, at that point, I can just do initializer. Yeah, setup background is fine. Just this draw background or render background or whatever I call it, that doesn't need to have that. Yeah. So get rid of this, please. And draw background isn't needed here as well. So there's that. So setup background, let's go. We need to create a texture. So it's gonna be background. There we go. And we're also going to already rename it because it's wrong. The convention here states that every variable has to have this thingy at the end if it is in the class itself. And in this case it is. So it's a pointer. Can you like do your job? Thank you. How many primitive builders did you say could be used? So theoretically, you can have as many as you want. Now, you would usually have one per class, I guess, if you very inefficient. In the best case scenario, you would have none. In an okay scenario, you would have one that is being pushed around. In a lazy scenario, you can have as many as you want. You can have two of them in the same class. It's horribly useless, but you can have it. If you dream hard enough, you can have everything in this world, you know. There we go. We'll change that. Equals. Now, I think it's a class. Jeff. It's a static class, right? So that should be fine. Texture. Thing. And then create. And it's capital C? Yeah, it's capital C. Capital C it is. Create. We're creating in a state, and we're creating a, so we have access to the platform already, so that's good. I don't have to think about this nonsense. It's a reference to platform, and platform I think is a pointer. Yeah, so I need to add a star. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's a static class, right? Jeff texture. This should be fine. What is the complaint? Incomplete type. Oh, it's not defined. Okay. What is this? Is it like in graphics? It should be in graphics, right? Actually, let's just do it there. No, sorry. What will you offer me? Texture, texture, texture. Yes. Texture, thank you. Yeah, I don't like adding a lot of these, but I have no choice in the matter. Okay, so that's fine. And image data. I need to create that image data. and it's a reference, so image, sorry, Jeff. It needs to be Jeff. I love this soothing music. Honestly, I cannot wait for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Even though they look like I made them in this program in 2 weeks based on the demo, I still love the fact that they're remaking them. And honestly, I think I'll enjoy them very much, even though they are not the best of games. What do you take? And okay, well that's complaining. Oh, it doesn't have a semicolon at the end. If you have any particular opinions about that Diamond and Pearl remake, that would be fun to know. I'm also looking forward to the Arceus game. Sorry, the trailer. The trailer actually corrected me there. It's Arceus now. Whoever thought of that is a. Yeah, I'm not going to be mean. I just think that they made a huge mistake making it Arceus, because Arceus just sounds more godly. But who am I but a primitive budding developer, right? It's not like I played games. Wait, why is this? What? Peak definition again. Oh no, not good. I'll use this instead. Thank you. Namespace, texture. No, texture is almost done. Funnily enough, I need to do this. Is this image data? No. Show me the image data. Peak definition, please. Okay, so the constructor is basic. So I'm just gonna make it this way. Wait. I need to see texture again. Does it require this to be created all the time, or can it be destroyed later on? Material texture. Material color. Oh, primitive data. Whatever. Mesh data. What the fuck is this? Skinning shader. What is wrong with you? All I want is texture data. Please stop bombarding me with useless, unnecessary drivel that I don't need to see. Class, fine. Yep. What can I do? Set image. Okay. It's a... Okay, so it is a... Oh, that actually helps. So this uInteger is just making me confused, but uInteger... Oh, actually, I can just do this. Just to check, is uint8 equal to char versus unsigned char. We'll be back soon. Beautiful. This is top notch. What is the advantage of using those over those? On almost every system is just typedef for okay. This pretty much gives it away. Yeah. There we go. Goodbye. So I was making a whole lot of bullshit for nothing. Texture. I want the texture now. So I can just easily create the shit here. The problem now I have face, and I'm kind of afraid to address, is this. But I have it here. Create. We want a peak definition of the create function there. So create. New texture vita. Goodbye. New texture that image data. Texture that. It's a platform. Okay, you know what? You're getting a bit annoying. Can I make you smaller? Image data. There we go. Texture. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Texture. What? Is this not repeating itself? Get the size of the texture data. That's width, height. It does that for me. How lovely. Data size. Image data buffer. Whatever. I don't care what you said. Memory, CPI, yeah, whatever. All I need to know is whether you require... You know what? We're gonna find out soon enough. I don't care for reading all of this. I made a huge mistake there, but whatever. temporary. So for temp is dot set. So temp. Wait, what are you complaining about now? Incomplete type is not allowed. Fuck you. How about that? Is that incomplete enough? Ah. Texture. It's texture. Image data, sorry. Image data, fine, whatever. Include you as well. You know what? At this point, I'll just include everything. Who would give a shit, right? Just include everything everywhere and be happy with that. Every time I have to write a new include, I feel like there was an actual knife just stabbed into my heart. Bleeding, sadly. Temp dot. I hope I don't have to set the height and all that it's just taken, but knowing programming, no, I have to do all of it. Set image. That's fine. And this is gonna be address. And don't complain. Fuck, it complains. Can I do like one of those easy tricks when it's just like u integer 8 and that's it, just beautifully solved? Fuck me. U integer 8 and just randomly switches it around. That'll be, it's a pointer. I apologize. Now this is a curious problem. U integer 8 star. How can I convert this somehow? I mean, there is an obvious solution. Just just do this. You know what? We're gonna consider this the effective way of dealing with the issue. And now we can just shove the address up there. Yeah. Yeah, you are obviously going to complain. Why wouldn't you? I just literally changed your definition. Oh my god, no, I cannot play this. I'm too tired for this to be a song that is played. This will literally put me to sleep. Yeah, much better. Not really, but you know, at least there's more instruments here and there. U integer. Set up background, right? Yeah, set up background. Address, uint, pointer. Oh yes, capital I. Why, of course. Okay. We've done that. We did set up the background. I'm gonna set the texture to null, just so we can say at what point it has nothing in there. I'm gonna divide this because I don't like it to be a part of that. It cannot have any friends. I don't like for stuff to be grouped together like this. You have no friends. Set up background. What do you want to complain about again? Shut up. Set up 3D renderer, set up background. There we go. What don't you like now? Declaration is incomplete. You cannot be serious. It's literally the same. What is your problem? Declare at line 70. You literally point at it. What is your problem with it now? It's yes, match. You know what? Fuck you. We're gonna do a this, and Create. Thank you. At the bottom of the page, of course, but who am I to complain? What's your problem? Declaration is incomplete. Error type. What is the error type? Wait, do you not support... Oh no, do I have to... You know what? At this point, just staple it in there. Solved! Play the Oblivion soundtrack. I would love to, but setting this up is actually so annoying. Also, Oblivion soundtrack is very meme-worthy, so I would not be able to concentrate. Also, it's very slow in a lot of ways. But I can add, if you request some songs, I can add some Oblivion tracks there. I try to have it a mix of stuff. I sent some values of my ground mesh, the blue platform that isn't appearing. Can't seem to work out what the issue may be. Let's see. I'm gonna stream it if that's okay, because that's on my main monitor, and frankly, I don't want to turn my head around like this. Type enemy, ground. I'm not sure what that value is supposed to be. There. I can't see. Type is enemy. I think as you did it as a sort of enumeration. Is enemy defined? Did you define enemy? Maybe you did. No, it would say 0 to whatever. I don't think enemy is defined. Actually, I don't think you defined the type at all. You need to define it. Default is enemy, but it's not really an enemy, it's this value. And that, usually a huge number instead of an integer or an enumerator, gives you a clue about it not being properly initialized. So I'm gonna place my bet on this not being initialized properly. I cannot give you more precise answer than that, I'm sorry. Because there's not a lot of stuff. To answer your Discord question, no, they are not normal. Okay, where did we end up? I need to close this. Well, the problem with that is it's not... So the thing is, it's not really the enemy. It's just the value there is undefined. And the way it represents that undefined value is enemy. Don't ask me why. It's undefined. It should not be undefined. It means that you need to define it, really. Address is fine. Set image the address, whatever. Image data, yes. Good. We made good choice there. Draw background. Yeah, they should not be there at all. Oh, wait. No, it calls the draw background, and then draw background will actually have that separate thing. Whatever. So, draw background. No, I need to move that PNG. It cannot be where it is now. Graphics. We're going to desktop. Yep. PNG. Hut. CMP assessment file is the incorrect folder where I knew it. I knew I should not save it there. And yet I did it. I never learn. CMP 208. CMP assessment. Media. This is where it should be. Now I don't get why this is... What is this? Oh yeah, that's... Oh, okay, so it's just textures. It keeps making them. What is this Comic Sans? Oh, it's all the characters. Yeah. It's a fugly. Okay, BG is there. I hope it can actually import PNGs. That would be a low blow if it couldn't. we're gonna do set up background. We're gonna use bg.png.pvp-dvd. What the complaint? Now this is an issue. I think the address is, this is the address, set image, unless it's not. There's two ways. One is this, that it's wrong and it's not an address, but it's a pointer. Why else would you have a integer pointers? Peak definition again, please. Fine, whatever. Image data, please. Peak definition again, thank you. Yeah, sets the image. Image is now that, puts it back. We're going back. Create. What do you do when you create stuff? Peak definition. Wrong class. Texture. It starts with this. Return texture, image data. Device context, no. There we go. Null, 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 texture. It creates a new one? But why? Oh no, okay, it just puts stuff there. Data, new integer data. Is this a different texture? It's there. Okay, it does nothing. Oh, this is a different texture now. It gets to call the constructor. I just don't understand what happens here. It takes it in, that's fine, but nothing happens. So it's a useless line in that sense. I don't want a checker texture. Reinterpret cast. So we do some reinterpret casting. Checker texture. Is this literally the raw data? Checker texture. Yes, it is. Oh no. Okay, good news and bad news. Good news is I figured out that this uinteger8 is not an address. Bad news is I need to find a way. So this is pure data. Okay. Is there a PNG loader somewhere? I think there was. There was a PNG loader. If that can give me this output, I think I can then set it as an image. But there must be a better way to set a texture. Maybe there isn't. It creates it from there. This gets called somewhere, somehow. Sprite renderer. Fine, let's see this first. Sprite renderer creates a platform. Whatever, let's get created. Whatever. Set shader, no one cares. Projection matrix, no thank you. End sprite, con sprite, draw sprite, whatever, whatever, whatever. That's the job. It's a 0. What overrides this? Is there something that overrides this? Because I'm calling those functions and these are set to 0. That means there has to be some sort of an abstract. Oh no, sorry, no, it's easy. Yeah, these get overwritten by the Direct 11 and Vita ones, so it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm confused about the textures though. I don't get how that is created. Peak definition. Image data, it needs that, that's fine. Let's try something akin of PNG loader. Okay, no, PNG loader, where was that? I think I dealt with it in the scene itself, actually. Where is the scene? Scene, no. Input. Does this not have that? No, it doesn't, it's level. Fine, scene, go. Peak definition, please. Now, write scene, read scene. Mesh data, whatever. Skin clusters, yeah, that's fine. Write scene to file, read scene from file, that's fine. Create meshes, create, read scene, I think it's this. Peak definition. Animation, skeleton, mesh count. Mesh, material, skeleton, material, please. This is string table, materials, there we go. Material data, material back, material read, material data map, fine. Material dot read, what does this do? Peak. String characters, stream dot read, stream character, diffuse text. Sure, okay. Diffuse texture, okay, that's just a name. Oh, write is useless. I need a PNG loader here, and I don't know where it was. Let's go one step back. Material data is not the one I want. I want the actual material, please. Mesh data, no thank you. Stream, write scene, whatnot. I'm sure there was like an actual material thing, right? Here, somewhere. Texture, create image data. Okay, good. Where did we get image data from? PNG loader, there we go. C string, where is the PNG loader? What is that? PNG loader, where did we create that? There, okay, it's a class. Did we include it? Assert, there, yeah, we got it. We got it. I can actually draw the textures now. There. So that's fine. I knew there must be a way. It's just... it's not easy. It's very convoluted, but it is there. Yeah, PNG loader, and we'll take the load as well. There. Do this, please. Yeah, you will complain. Really? No, that cannot be your... Identifier PNG loader is undefined. Is it? No, it's not Jeff, is it? Oh yeah, it is. It is Jeff. It needs to be there. Jeff. There. Not Gerf. Jeff. Oh, beautiful. This is an issue now. Oh, it's a name. CSTR. That's just string. Okay, that can be an address, really. I'm gonna change this into a address. And this is going to be... let's try const character. But it might actually fail us. I think we'll need that. Setup background. Where is that? It's not in level, it's in state. State. Set background, please. Where is that? Setup background. Yep, there we go. Const character star. 1 star. Yeah, it accepts it as a string. That's fine. It should accept platform as well. That's fine. And it should take temp. There we go. And this needs to be a star because it takes references. Whatever. Temp.setImage is fine. This is now fine. And instead of this, we'll just add temp. Yeah, and that should save the texture. Hopefully. So this sets it up. It accepts constant. So basically strings. It accepts strings. Fine. So we're doing that. Draw background set. We got first part. We actually got the texture in. So fine. I'll take the texture in. Oh, sorry. I sent a screenshot of how I said, yeah, to answer your second question, yeah, this is a method for loading in backgrounds. Basically, I'm trying to realize how to do it using sprites, and it's not rather easy, but this is going to be online later as well, so you get to see my entire progress, complaining and such with all of this. The other question. I sent some screenshot of how I'm setting up my blue platform. I'm not sure if there's maybe something I'm missing from it. Let me see that actually. Okay, primitive builder creates a box, ground dimensions, okay. Ground set mesh, yeah, that sets the mesh, sets the type ground, yeah, that's fine. Create a physics body, okay. Okay. Create a physics body. Body definition, that's fine. Static, yes. Position. Okay. That's an odd way of doing it. If I'm not mistaken, I don't seem to think you have them linked. The position of the mesh and the position of the body, they should be linked. Because if they're not linked, then you have to modify both of them separately and you have to make them group somehow together. Ground body, world create body, creates the body, body definition uses that, that's fine. Creates the shape, B polygon shape, set as a box. Okay, I don't know what that does. Oh, it just creates a box. Fixture, okay. Look, I'm very confused with your physics stuff. Set override material, blue, should be blue, yes. Draw mesh ground, yeah, it should draw it blue. And set override material, null. And okay, fine, is its type and there anything wrong with means is not initialized. Only thing I changed about this is set its type. Is there anything wrong that means it's not initialized properly? I mean, you specifically set the type here, so it should be fine. If it's not complaining, if it is complaining, you just look into this, and if it says ground with like 1 or 2 or whatever, not an insanely stupid number like this, then you did it fine. Then you have an issue somewhere else. Where did I end? Yeah, this is the texture. Now the sprite. How to create a sprite. Is it good to create sprite every frame, or... I think I need to have to make it here. Jeff. Sprite. There we go. Open this up for me. How is sprite created? Okay. That's rather... Oh, there we go. Position, blah, blah, blah. Set texture. Good. Const class texture, const texture. Wait, what's happening to music? That was weird. I don't know why it stopped playing. I hope it didn't stop in the stream as well. I'm gonna check. Yeah, it seems to work fine. Okay. Sprite seems to be easy enough. Okay, that's... Luckily, one good thing about this is the sprite being easy. Almost easy. I don't know what's happening. It's as if the song itself is not finished. Whatever. Yeah, the song is the problem. Yeah, this is too tiring as well. Sorry. This too. Yeah, it's fine. Ace Attorney. I think I'm gonna create a sprite here. What is happening right now? Oh, I paused it. Nonsense. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be background underscore. Cannot be named that, so it's gonna be BG sprite. BG underscore sprite. And it can be created. Yeah, I'm gonna create it as a copy, not dynamic. There we go. What don't you like? Incomplete type is not allowed. Of course it's not. It needs to be here. Yeah, I'm already doing so much. Sprite.hi thing. Should be fine now. Yep, it's fine. Setup background. I think I'm gonna do that here. Sprite. BG sprite. No, of course not. Thank you for not working with me. Sprite underscore dot set texture. That is the first thing we're going to do. Does platform hold the screen sizes? If it does, that's a lot of saved time because I'm passing platform everywhere, so I don't have to worry about the size of the screen anymore. Set texture, and the texture is the pointer, and the pointer is background. Background. There we go. Yes, it doesn't complain. Beautiful. And now I just need to draw it. But before that, BG sprite underscore dot set width, not UV width, just width. Set width, platform. What do I have access within the platform? What is this? This is a pointer, right? Does platform not have anything in it? Peak definition, please. There we go. Public. There is public stuff. Format, file name, clear, post render, whatnot. Add shader, remove shader, add. Okay, add texture. I think it's done there, right? Yeah. Add index buffer. Create render target, perspective, begin scene, end scene, get shader directory, ready to render. Yeah, there it is. So it does have access to it. Platform. No. Width. I know why. Of course, I need to... that's not nice. Yeah, I need to have this included in there as well. Scene app, please. There we go. Sony controller. No, 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 no. Yes, there we go. Include that shit. There. There. We have access to that. Semicolon, please. Set height. And it's gonna be height here. Height. There we go. So the image is now mostly set up. So that's fine. So the sprite is now done. The size of the sprite is big. And the position is 0, 0. So I think that's by default. So setup background is fine. So setup background is only gonna happen if, and only if, Text, no. Sprites, no. It needs to be texture, yeah. Texture. So background, essentially. Background is not a thing. So that one needs to... That's only once, then it gets created, and it never gets called again. Which reminds me, I need to delete it. It can be one of those things that get pushed around as well, if the classes require it. Or like saving on the loading time. For now, if texture... Oh, platform also requires the removal of those, right? New values of ground. I'll check that soon. I think I need to delete that as well. Oh my... Well, maybe the destructor does it for me. That'll be cool. What's this? Yeah, it said it was ground. That's fine. Type is ground. Renderer. I don't know what that will be. Primitive builder. That's fine. It seems fine. Does it render it? That's the real question. If... background. Underscore. Delete background. There. And we also need to make sure no dangling pointers are happening. Underscore equals no. Now I need to check one thing, because I hope that's the case. That texture actually has a destructor that calls these functions themselves. That would be nice. Otherwise, that might not be a nice thing for the stuff to happen. Yeah, English is perfect. There we go. Destructor is structure. It's empty, but it leads somewhere. That's important. Peak definition, please. Show me. It's empty. Fuck me. Okay. That is a problem. Because right now, platform... Wait, let me see the constructor of it. It's fine. Wait, what? Create. Yeah, we want to create, not the constructor and destructor. We want the create stuff, right? Yeah, create. This is what we want. Peak definition, please. Texture, thank you. There we go. New texture, whatnot. There. Texture, platform, image data. Yeah, it throws it one more time somewhere. Here. There's nothing. Yeah, I think this is a very big no-no happening here, and I'm not sure how to stop it from happening. I don't see platform calling it anywhere, but texture, direct 3D, whatever. Yeah, image data, texture, platform, that just throws it there. Yeah, nothing happens. Memory, image data buffer, data size. What is this? Oh no, I'm not deleting stuff properly, am I? You know what? I don't care. I can't tell. Nope, still it doesn't show. Are you rendering it? Are you calling the, what is it called? Are you rendering it using the renderer? You're calling like the draw mesh and stuff. And if so, are you building the matrix, transformation matrix for it? Because it also needs to happen. Okay. You know what? No, fucking fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It creates that new stuff that is being called there. So sprite renderer arrow point not. Oh, it creates the thing. No. Draw sprite. And this is BG sprite, right? There. Doesn't complain. Now the real tests. Will this work or will this be broken? I'm gonna show everyone. Okay. Okay. It seems to be compiling. I don't know whether that's a good size or not, a good sign or not. It's being rendered in my level state. I sent a screenshot earlier of my... Okay, it built it. Sorry, give me just one moment. I need to check this. Generating code, that's a good sign. Now the second good sign would be actually drawn background. Nah, that would be too good. Or... I'm gonna try one thing, because I have a suspicion as to why it's not being drawn, and I don't think it is the fault of this setup. I think it might be something else. I need to see this. So, we're gonna look at render object. No, state. Yeah, state should work. State, and state is here. Draw background, render. We want the capital render. State update, state render, thank you. We're gonna just, you know, just goodbye this. Now, that's not gonna show us anything on the screen except the HUD, I think. It's loading a bit too long for now. Oh. No, why is this happening? There should be a HUD being rendered. Why is this black? No, this needs to be true. Fuck me. True. Yeah, this needs to be true. The other one needs to be false. Let's see if this works. It probably won't. Okay. It does something. It just doesn't load the image, sadly. Let me pause it right about there. Let's go in and let's see. Okay, no, we need to go one more step in, right? Yep, there we go. I want to see the texture for background. So I think background, there we go. Background. Unable to read memory. Okay. Why are we unable to read memory? It is defined as some... None. If background... Oh. Yeah, mistake there. A very dumb mistake, actually. There we go. It's being rendered. My level state, I sent a screenshot earlier. I set up transform, but I appeared before without it. It just seems to disappear when I added my model to the mix. Oh wait, get this out of my sight. And error. There we go. I knew there was an error. Violation. Texture. What is your problem? What is missing here? What are you missing? Okay, we don't have any of this defined, I think. So this is not... Okay, yep. So we're calling something that doesn't exist. That's an easy way of figuring stuff out. What's before this? So platform, device, create texture. It tried to access this. These are not supposed to be created, that's fine. So I think it was the create text device. Yeah, device. It has no access to device. So therefore this is null. Yeah, platform is null. Let's go back. It casts it, fine. That's fine. So It has no access to platform is null. Yeah. So this is create texture. It was trying to do that. Platform is null. Is this platform null? Yep, it is. But we're right here. So create const platform. This one should be null if it's wrong. Yep. It is null. It seems I'm not defining its stuff there. There we go. Back create platform. Platform is null. How is platform null? Okay, state. Can I see locals, please? This. What is your platform? It's null. Oh wait, when is this happening? Setup stuff. No. Setup background. Where is that being called? When is that being called? That's the better question. State, update state, render, whatnot. Okay, here. Platform. If sprite render therefore needs to be defined. Yeah, sprite renderer is defined. It copies it there. Platform is null. Where are we now in code? What is this? Oh, it's a load. Oh, that's why. Okay. That is an issue. That is a serious issue, actually. So we have sprite render, we just don't bother with the platform, right? So I need to add another check there. No, the loader actually does need platform, because I will be showing textures on loader as well. So yeah, loader does need platform. Loader, please. Cancel, stop. Yeah, I know at least where the issue is now. Oh, no, don't repeat it. Sorry, I'm now giving my attention to you, T-Boy, for the win. It's being rendered in my level state. I sent the screenshot earlier of my render function. I haven't set up a transform, but it appeared before without it. Let me see whether we have something new in your messages. Yeah, there we go. Now, it's being rendered in my state. I sent the screenshot earlier. It renders the mesh, yes. Are you rendering both the mesh and the ground? I know this might seem like a stupid question, but do check, because if you only have like one render call there, that might be the issue. I would need to see all of that, please. Oh wait, you do seem to provide me with pictures. Thank you. State lights, state camera, sprite renderer begin. Does level background. Set texture. Wait, you already figured out how to do textures? That's cool. How did you set the texture? You seem to have found an easier way for that. Anyway, now back to this. Sprite render draws sprites. Okay, whatever. Level object, render ground. Level object, render ground, render model. Oh wait, oh no. Oh way. Yeah, this seems to be... Okay, one thing I would recommend is make all of the object models and everything one thing and call that function one thing. Don't call it like render ground, render model. Because frankly, that's going to get very annoying with larger games, like to handle. So what I'm suggesting is essentially rewrite the entire big portion of your model 3D object thing. Because this, I would not like this. If I were... No, that's just not good. Sorry, not good. Because what are you going to have for a flower, like render flower, and then once you have like thousands of flowers, are you going to call each one of them? If you have like 2 pieces of ground and 3,000 flowers and one model, are you going to call all of those individually? Or have like 7, if you have 10,000, like let's say 100 different types of models, are you gonna have 100 different for loops to go through all of them? Or even worse, call all of them? Yeah, it's not good to have it this way. Use object-oriented ideas. Continuing this, I'm not sure what render model and render... Wait, does render ground and render model both call begin and end for the render? Because if so, begin clears the screen. So every time you call render 3D... So basically what I'm asking is, if you go into render ground, if it does begin, it clears the screen, draws the ground, and then you go into models, render, then I am assuming it also has a begin, so it clears the already drawn stuff, draws the model. So basically right now, whatever is being drawn last is the one thing that lasts. Yeah, the begin and end part are the problem. You should have them out of there. So begin and end need to be out of those functions. They need to encapsulate both objects and models and everything, and they need to be called once only. Because they basically don't get rid of them in a sense, move them. So basically get rid of them inside those functions, both of them, and put them outside where I'm looking at right now. So basically you would put above here would be begin and below here would be end. Yeah, I actually have a similar problem right now. But I have that problem with the background. Fuck me, this is so annoying. Scene manager. I need the loader. Okay. I do believe that the loader will need yep, it will. A platform. Because the sprite renderer seems to require it. And now I know why the loader... now I know why the loading didn't actually show me the screen. So loader, where is the startup for loader? Oh my god. Loader state. Sprite renderer, fine, that's all nice. It requires a platform though. I'm so sorry to say, but it does require a platform. I'm gonna add it in front, just because. Jeff. Platform. There. Pointer. Platform. There we go. And instead of null here, it's gonna take in platform. There we go. That's gonna set up that. Now the problem is new state is uninitialized previous. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. The bigger problem is scene manager, I think. Yeah, that one creates setup loader. Thank you. Yeah, that will require a platform as well. Unless it is already defined. Is it defined? Does scene manager have platform defined? No, it doesn't. Scene manager, that's a good thing to remember. It does not have that. So it does require platform as well. Jeff platform pointer platform. There, and we're gonna add it there. So platform there. Yeah, that's all nice. Now this is complaining. That is completely understandable. Scene manager.h, please. Setup loader. Thank you. And now we're done with that. And now we need to go to the scene app. And init font, init state, sorry. Initialize listener. And there we go. This is the issue. It needs the platform as well. Platform. There we go. Okay. We're gonna do a reference to it then. There you go. Don't complain now. Yep. That should hopefully fix the issue. Yeah, it works. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm responding to your thanks. There we go. Okay. I do not like the fact that I don't see the image. Not nice. I don't even remember why I added the platform. Oh, I know why. Because of the checks. Where was I? Yeah, level, I think. Yeah, level was it. Level. Where's level? Yeah, I closed it instinctively. I'm so happy with the lights that they were so easy, but I'm not happy with this. This is taking too long. I don't get how this texture is supposed to work. It is very annoyingly cumbersome, sorry, to actually deal with it. Why would it be so difficult? This is so needlessly complicated. This state. Draw background. Draw background is an overridable function that is not defined here. That makes sense. Draw HUD, update, collision update, load model, spawn level block, spawn player, setup level map. Setup map for level blocks. That's fine. All of this is nice and dandy. Except... oh, there we go. Actually, no. This is the completely other stuff that I don't want. Setup map for the... yeah, I think I didn't do override here in the level. This is in testing stage now. Big definition, please. BGPNG. Is that name of the file? Yeah, it is. Let's just check to make sure that it is the file we want. It is indeed the file we want. So something like this. That's going to be the background. Okay, that's fine. Sprite renderer, draw the sprite. I'm gonna put a... no, not a breakpoint there. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. Actually, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna run the program and then put the breakpoint there because loader is first. Okay. Draw background. Thank you. This, open that up, please. Actually, no. Enter first. Do one line so I can actually see the values here. Audio, platform, renderer 3D. No, thank you. Background. There we go. It is a texture. It has data. Wait, what's this? Image data buffer, whatever. Device child. Pointer stuff. Yeah, okay, no, this does not clear up my problem. Sprite render needs a begin and end. Have you got that? Yeah, I do. I have twice that actually. And one of them is overwriting and one of them isn't. So I disabled that. I've actually disabled all my 3D models as well so that it doesn't interfere with that. I don't know what the issue is. BG sprite, thank you. What is your texture pointer? Okay, it is that. Okay, this is correct. At this point in time, I can say for a fact that this is correct. Texture is linked, so that's fine. I just don't know whether the image in the texture is correct. I'm gonna try one more thing and disable the HUD as well. We're gonna do this and that. Now it literally has no other option to just draw that. Maybe, just maybe that'll save it somehow. Let's see. Of course. Okay, no, it doesn't. It shows that ugly blue screen. I have another test I might want to do there. And show me what you actually do. So whatever this gets called. Okay, what's temp? It's full of care. Okay, no. I need to see everything. Is there... Oh, these are the characters. Okay, fine. They are all the same character, though. Maybe... It's 8-bit, right? Maybe 16-bit. Let me check the background. Again, because it might be difficult to read it from here. Yeah, the top and bottom are all the same. Actually, yeah, that's going to help a lot. So now we know that it's this weird nonsense of ends and whatnot. So what I'm going to do now is change. I'm going to cut off some parts. I'm going to cut off the top and bottom. And I am expecting... Save. There. So I'm expecting to be different colors there. If it has different stuff there, then I know for a fact that it loads. There's some other problem. If it's the same nonsense, then I have high suspicion that it doesn't load the file. So maybe I need to add like a correct address to it. But it's weird because some parts require full address, some parts require only partial address. Well, no, sorry. Everything so far requires only partial address. But if this requires full address, then that's weird. Address to the file, that is. Okay. Reload. Okay, what's temp says? Okay, no, okay, it does load the picture. Look, it does load the picture. The values are different. So that's good. The picture is being loaded. That's fine. It's being set up. Okay, let's see what this does. Go into it. Yep, creates a new texture D3, D11 and returns it. It returned something. Texture create returned. It returned this. Information not available. That's fine. Okay. So it loads this. Okay, this line is correct. So everything till here is fine. Background, I'm assuming is set up correctly, but I might be wrong. There we go. Now there. BG sprite. It's a pointer. And it's a const pointer. Okay. Because here... No, background should not get deleted either. Yeah, because it's outside of the scope, so deletion isn't the problem. What about width and height? Are they somehow causing it? Oh, I'm not setting position. Do I need to do that? I have a vague memory of it being necessary, but I highly doubt that that's the case. Sprite underscore dot set color, height, position, rotation, texture, UV position. set position standard. We're going to do, for now, 0, 0. It's not correct, but whatever. And Z, we're gonna do -1. I think that's right. Let's see what will this yield? I'm gonna get rid of this. There. Get rid of it. Oh, there we go. Solved it. So the bottom left corner is the fine. There we go. And it doesn't show the entire picture, so it seems to be having a specific scale. So yeah, position is necessary. It does, for some reason, it doesn't define the position. I don't know why. It just doesn't. Okay. First test is successful. Now, the position that I'm gonna move it in is... Yeah, this will need to be updated every frame along with the player. Yeah, I'll put that in the draw call. The draw is gonna make it a call. If there's a camera. If there's not camera, it's gonna be a simple 0, 0. Anyway, yeah, I know platform width, platform height. I know how to do that. I'm just thinking about, because I'm thinking whether it's good to have it follow the camera or not, because if I did what you suggest, it would be static, but the image is not big enough to cover the entire area of the level, so you would just go out and then you would see the blue horrid background, right? So I'm thinking that instead of setting it like you suggesting with width and height, I'm gonna make it so it actually sorry, I'll say it again. Oh, I'll figure this out soon enough. My brain just needs to... Yeah, so the camera moves up, the picture moves up with it. Or maybe I can even add like parallax scrolling so it moves up but a bit slower or something. So it feels like it's not that far off. I can even add, now that I know how to do this, I can add like 3 layers of background and have them do parallax things. Parallax scrolling with the camera. That's all I have. Right now I actually will do what you're suggesting. So it's actually entire width and screen, because there seems to be... the point that we're drawing from seems to be the bottom, 0, 0, and the bottom right corner. That's where we're drawing from for some reason, not the top right corner. That being said, it also seems to be relative to the screen no less. So I think default thing is moving it around. So I'm going to do platform height and width alone. I'm not going to do like halving it. Oh yeah, my mouse ran out of battery. Connect the cable. There we go. Oh, sad. Also, this is a slight spoiler to you, or anyone who haven't played Persona, because this is a music from like a late game. Way late game. No, this is there. Control X, thank you. There we go. Okay. Too few arguments for call. Yeah, I think I've did a bad wrong thing there. Let's see. What's the result of... Oh, now it's a bit too low. It is half, you were right. So now it's draw... Okay, no. I don't know how this works. So 0, 0 is... Okay, I get it. 0, 0 is the top left corner of the screen itself. And the position... So I have to move it by half. Yeah, you were right. I was a dum-dum. 0... Actually, there's a better trick. Just 2 keys. divided by 2. Yeah, and this -1 should make sure the z-axis is fine. And there we go. Look at that. It shows the background in all of its glory. And I actually love the fact that it does show it entirely. Yeah, I'll probably set it up bigger. It's gonna be a different background, but this works kind of as well. Anyway, now that we have that, the real test begins. We're gonna slowly add other elements to it, to the draw call. And see if that works. And it doesn't, as I suspected. Yeah, at least I know where the issue is. It's in the call itself. So whenever I call 3D begin nonsense whatnot, it does that. I need to check whether there is a way of disabling clear on that. Peak definition, please. I love this song. Yep, good night. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'm just gonna fix this one thing and I'm gonna be done as well. Just add the background. It's levels CPP, right? Render. There's the render. It just renders the object, that's fine. Does the render object itself call it? Peak definition, please. Oh, that's a virtual function. Sad. Level.cpp, please. Load model. Render. Update. Render, there we go. First, does it? Wait. It does. Boy, oh boy, are we happy to see this. There we go. I think this should work. Oh, the music fits as well. It's from literally that zone. Wait, now it overwrites it there. My camera is... okay. We seem to be in a little bit of a pickle here. Camera applies. Sprite renderer draws the background. That's fine. Begin clears. This begin does not clear. And this begin does not clear. So in the end, we should have a nice hamburger. Wait, just maybe. Maybe I need to add it a positive value. No. Negative. Let's go with 20. Just out of fun. I want to see what that does. No, it doesn't draw it. This is sad. Now, that is an actual problem. Because I need both. My head already hurts out. Wait, it renders. It didn't by any chance render those two letters. I didn't have the chance to notice. It doesn't, yeah. It doesn't. I'm gonna add this. Yeah, no, oh yeah, we're gonna add it here. Yeah, let's just do that for funsies. Yeah, the HV text isn't showing either, and I find that to be a genuine issue. So if I get rid of draw backgrounds. What does draw background do? Sprite just draws the sprite. Yeah. So the main problem now is to make sure that the background is somehow see-through. I've managed to put the texture there, so that's good. I know how to do it now. It might actually be even better to make this a separate function. Not a state, but like a general separate function. To easily load any texture. I'm just having a little bit of a pickle, you know. Sprite renderer. Please show me that. Does it allow any shenanigans with stuff? Yeah, I think we've heard that tonight. No. We've heard the other one, the cave one. I'm talking about the song. Sprite renderer, please. Platform, whatever. I'm interested in the draw. Yep. Oh my goodness. Big definition. Oh, how lovely. Default shader, that's fine. Set variable data, device interface, bind texture resources. I don't need to do unbind. Cleanup, okay, it does call cleanup, and the cleanup I'm sure has the... Oh, it doesn't. How absolutely, positively quaint. Vertex buffer. Unbind texture resources. Okay, it closes it at the end. Static, cast, const, whatever, draw sprite. If shader equals default shader, whatever. Set sprite data, texture, device interface, set variable data. I'm just surprised that once you draw the sprite, you cannot overwrite it. Wait, the position of the text, I need to check that. What's the position of the text? Peak. Position of the text, please. That's not correct. Yeah, we're going for a level. Level, draw HUD, thank you. Position of the text. Okay, 1 is there. So it needs to be a larger number than 1. Okay. Not negative, but positive. So we'll fix that. We'll try that at least. One. And where was it? Draw background. No, it's state. State draws the background. Yep. We're gonna have a positive 20 there. Let's see what that does. It's the opposite system of my thinking, but I think this is correct. We'll see soon enough. Yes. It works. Yeah, the background is awful. It's literally a test background. But I can modify the picture, right? To make it less annoying. I'm happy that this actually was. Yeah, it was the larger number. That's good to know. And it also keeps the background static, so at least we now know that the static background is a default thing. Sorry, I'm gonna show you this again. You know what? The background may be a bit too annoying, but not too much. It just needs to move. That's all that needs to happen. Yeah, I'll be reworking it with lighter colors, like the sky specifically. The water and the mountains and shit can stay clear, but yeah. Also, yeah, I'll get rid of that little grass patch. Sadly, it's not working how I want it to. And, ooh, that's sad. These metallic pieces also don't work the way I want them to. But I think other than that, image-wise it's fine. I can have it scroll with the camera. That's gonna be probably the next stuff I'm gonna add. Yep. Definitely gonna log the camera to be like something like this. Sorry, no, that's too high. So like something like this. And maybe add like another watery texture at the bottom or something. Anyway, solved it. I'm happy for that. Yep, there we go. Next thing I'm gonna literally hotfix in this case is this. Right now it is defined. Oh, that's actually great because I don't have to have two separate sprite renderers as well. Sorry, there we go. I just need one, and that's this one. So render 3D stuff is being handled by 3D. This one doesn't clear, so the 3D should clear. That needs to be actually fixed quickly because that's gonna ruin my next time. Render, where is render? There is render. True. This needs to be true. Actually, empty. Just empty. This works. I'm gonna set the background to be like 1. No, 2. Just somewhere. Yeah, the position of this background is going to be changing. So at least that's good. I'm thinking maybe having like a limit to it. So once you get to a certain height, which can be decided in the code itself. Oh, well, we'll see that soon enough. This is state. So draw background. Setup background. So draw background should have that const character pointer. Const character address in it. There we go. And this shall be reflected in the original .h file as well. Where is it? Setup background, that's fine. Draw background, there we go. Yeah, this does not need to be a public function. It can be private. So setup background is going to be simply always the same. There. It's just you're going to be able to actually draw background. Yep. Should not even be virtual. You don't need to change it. You just need to do it once, right? There we go. Now there's going to be an issue. We can actually have a separate case of draw background equals nothing. So if it's not defined, it's going to be nothing, and I think that's not going to ruin the program at all. What is your problem? Jeff has no member texture. It does. There we go. It obviously it does. There. Draw sprite, VG sprite. Yep. It will draw an empty sprite with no background. Draw background. Yeah, draw background actually might need to be wait, yeah, I'm not overriding state render. State update should be overwritable. Initialize state, yep. Am I overwriting state render as well? State render of state, yeah. There, there, and there. Am I changing it in level by any chance? State level. State render, sorry. I'm changing the render function. I'm changing the draw HUD function. Collision of there. I'm not changing the state render. I don't think I am, at least. Pincheck.h. Yep. I have determined that that is not necessary. It's not necessary for that to be virtual. Yep. Goodbye. Yeah, the state update needs to be, but state render does not. And if it's to no render, you just get to change render. Yeah. And this is false. So this render one actually needs to do the correct clear of the begin and end. This one does not do it, so it doesn't impede on other sprite render situation. Yep, that's an easy solve there. Now I'm gonna run it, and it should not complain. It should instead just not draw the background, because I changed the way it's supposed to be done. So you should not complain, and you will. Yeah, because yeah, I know where the issue is. And it needs a little bit of tweaking here and there. The background. Create texture. Oh, who cares about you? State. Render, please. Draw background. Set up background. It does all of this. Creates. What does this do when the file isn't correct, actually? What does it do if it's failure? Delete buffer, buffer equals null. Return result. Next power of 2. No, thank you. Yeah, this does image data modification, right? Yep. Okay. Image data I'm interested in. You know what? I'm gonna solve it even better. Better. If the input is not empty. So all of this will not, I'm sure there's some error checking in some other place. I do not care. Address is not equal to just blank. In which case you get to lovely you get to do the function. If it is equal, you'll just ignore it. Which means background will not be set up, it will remain null. Which means if background is not set up, it'll try every frame. But and this needs to be and I can actually do the check here. And we need to do the easier check, so I think it doesn't matter in this case. I think easier check is that is not equal to nothing. So this is no longer a necessary check, because it's included in the top one. There, that's loading the text. That loads the texture for us. And address. Honestly, no. And this next line will happen only if background is set. Background underscore. So that's what's gonna happen here. And that should eliminate all the potential issues. Just a simple error check. Run it. Will this work? Yeah, it does, as expected. Okay, great. Next, and the last thing for tonight is this. You know what? State. We're gonna have one more thing for the background. And that's going to be that cons char pointer address underscore equals this. So that's going to be default, and all I have to really do is just change it every time. So I can delete it here. BG address. Yeah, it's in the state. I'm happy that it's in the state. Will that make the other states simpler to make? We'll see soon enough. So this gets to get deleted. This is state.h. Draw background. And cont char address are now gone. Set the background. Get rid of this, please. And you're gonna have underscore added to you. And BG in front of you. BG underscore. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. And BG underscore address underscore. And this is no longer necessary as well. There. Let's try that. Yeah, the background is gonna be only loaded once. I could try maybe later adding something for like changing the background, and frankly I do want to have that in future levels maybe, if I were to continue making this game. But for now this is fine. Like I can't do it like quickly. I can have it like stored and have a new sprite address. And it's like you rewrite the new one. If it's not the same, it'll load the new one quickly, blah blah blah. It needs to delete the old one somehow. Yeah, that's for future functionality. That's not that difficult to implement if I wanted it to exist. I don't want it to though, so it's fine. Level 1 init initialize, please. Lights, no. Lights are easy, that's fine. We're gonna instead do read level layout, initialize lights. Right here under the model, we're gonna do bg underscore address is equal to bg dot png. That shall work. And now it should work correctly. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it works. There we go. So now easily this can be replaced code-wise, simple enough. I just need to rewrite this init state every time. That's easy enough. I'll just copy that, paste it there. These load models can actually be just... There's gonna be two ways of doing that. Yeah, either this way, or you can already directly load the new one with all of these included. That'll be actually fine. Yeah. And that can be done using the constructor no less, so of the child classes. So yeah, next is the... What's next? I have two options. I can either get to drawing, or, and this is the or I'm thinking about, or I'll fix the camera next time, so it's like fixed, and then the background scrolls with it somehow. Although it's for now set for the entire screen, it's like smooshed around, I think. So that's going to be cool if there's a way to not do that. Or maybe if I can move the clouds and such. That'll be fun. Because right now it's quite static and I don't like it that static. Like in true fashion you would have a parallax scrolling for like thousands of layers, but it doesn't matter. Yep. Whatever. This seems to be the final result for tonight. I think this has been wonderful. I've actually did a lot of work here. Oh, I know what we need to do. I would almost forget. So make this small, please. Thank you. Summary. Added background. Ground and lights. Added texture importation. Added background objects. Added init light function. Yeah, I can even copy the... Instead of clearing the light out of the renderer, I can just copy that from the next thing. Init light function. And obviously we need to include the basic 3ds update logs message, because that's also what happened there. Yeah, I should be doing this much more often, like saving, but I'm not doing that because further improvements for the user experience. I can close this. I can close this. I can close that. This. There. Commit. So while this is happening, you'll get to enjoy the lovely Pokeball. Yep, it's a power bank. And it's the best power bank I have, honestly. Very cool. And it's still committing it. Committed 12 hours ago. Oh wow. See, I needed to do that. I'm kind of confused about the loading state not working. That to me is a sad message, but I think we're gonna figure out whether it really works or not when I add like the menu and then movement from the menu to the actual load state. Otherwise I can't really do that. It's committing still. Yeah, there has been a lot of changes happening. Okay, and now we can push. Actually, while we do that, I might as well show you a beautiful website. Link cars, was it? I will do, oh yeah, I will do later like an actual series of visiting designs and commenting on that. But yeah, this website, I think, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of stuff that I pretty much enjoy. Look at it. This is a fever dream. I don't even know, like, where to look. Apparently this is a very good business as well. Like, the reputation of this business is this website. Like, it makes a lot of sense to me, but it's just ridiculous. Also, apparently, she adds something new to the website every day. Ling Valentine. Britain's biggest individual seller of new cars. I don't doubt that. Where is Ling? Let's see, where is Ling? Last night I was here. What? Why was she in Croatia? Someone's having fun. Why would you... What? Wait, oh, there is an actual drive-through thing. Okay, so we're going to Zadar. That's Croatia. So from Friday, you went there to Venice, I think. Yeah. From to Saturday, you went to Trieste. And then from Trieste, you went... Where? These lines. Last night I was here. Saturday. What is this? Are you traveling the entirety of the European border? You seem to be. Went around France. Oh my god, you are. Ride the world. Link's bike trip. Oh, you actually do have a bike trip. Honestly, that is cool. I can appreciate that. Sometimes life's too short. From the UK cycling to everywhere. My map is live and accurate. It's updated every 30 minutes or so. Days are different colors. Zoom in to 15 meters per centimeter. If I'm heading your way, do not hesitate to contact me and let's meet. John and I are always up for a coffee, a ride, join me for a few kilometers local bike ride to show me the local sights, or a meal, or a bed, or a place to pitch our tent for the night. Honestly, you go girl. Your dreams and everything, I'm happy for this. I can't, this is, oh my god. This is proof that if something has, like, this design is shit. It's so bad, but it makes sense. Not only from the crazy personality perspective, but you can still see that there's actual design elements that make sense. Like there's the table, the data is logically given, like I can easily search for things, right? This is, I think, the biggest difference between like a bad website and a bad website with like, you know, because usually bad websites, like bad websites, to be more specific, are just terrible. You don't want to be on them. This website, on the other hand, is so bad that you want to stay here. Because every time you look somewhere, you just discover something new. I've been on this site at least 20 times at this point. I couldn't be here for longer than like 5 minutes at a time, but still. And I've always noticed something new that has not been there before. Or I haven't noticed before even. Also, apparently the prices aren't bad either. So that's like weird. Anyway, yeah, that was a nice wait moment given to this. It's pushed. Oh no, it's still pushing it. Oh, this is big. You know what? It is actually terrible. I'm gonna do a check. Something I'm sure I'm going to regret. Properties. Yeah. This game that I'm making right now has 3.6 gigabytes. I don't even know where most of that is. Is it in media? Properties. No, that's only megabytes. It's the build, right? Properties. Yep. Most of these files are just taking so much space. And if not even mine, I'm sure. Mine are small, I hope. Let's see the size. Oh, you can't see it. Let's say for example, what's like the heavy chunk class? I think 3D object is a heavy class. 4.8 kilobytes, right? There's just so many things. Wait, sorry. Box 2D, that's one thing. There's only some megabytes, right? That's essentially the physics engine. What's this? Debug. Oh, is this where the space is? I'm sure. Debug takes a lot of place. A lot of space, sorry. Yeah. Build is there. And just entirety of Jeff. Wait, let's see. Jeff. How much? You see, I didn't even select Jeff. Wow. My game without Jeff has that much. This is only 54 megabytes. Where is the rest of the data then? Yeah, this has 3.6 gigabytes. If I go here... Yeah, this is 26. Yeah, this is folders. Media. Media is 9.4. Build probably... Yeah, I've seen that. Build has a lot. Anyway, wait, what? Counting delta compression, whatever, compressing objects, what? Done, total delta, reused, pack, reused, whatever, close. You have 3 commits waiting to be pushed. Oh no. Got it. I get to... I think these files are unnecessary. I only need like the .h's and cpp's and whatnot. Yeah, I'll look into it later. Now I have them stored on my PC, right? Yeah. Revert changes and commit. Yeah, right now I have them on my PC. But I need to upload them soon. Anyway, yeah. that is going to be the end for tonight. I know most of you viewers are watching this later if you actually gotten this far. You're watching much later. I'm appreciating if you actually do. So keep in mind, working at night is not a healthy thing to do. And frankly, I will not be working on this tomorrow on the stream. I will be I will be playing Monster Hunter. I need some break as well. I'm getting tired of this. Like, I enjoy doing this, but, you know, enough's enough. Anyway, yep. With that being said, good night. Enjoy the rest of the evening for the folks that actually have that. For the rest of you, the lucky bastards having a day, enjoy.